Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the internet. Welcome to my internet stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, 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 people on the TikTok, the Instagram, the Twitch, the YouTube. We are live on all the platforms. I have a feeling that tonight is going to be a good night. So let's do this. Let's do this. Thank you, Mama Hannah, for sharing the live. We are just getting started. Encourage more viewers to share. Would you encourage more viewers to share? Sure. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Is the music coming in? Let me see. Hello, hello, hello. Sure. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Is the music coming in? All right, good. We are good. Let's see. What should I watch on? I'm going to watch on the Gram. Instagram. What's up, person who's watching on Instagram? Devonte Pendleton. What's up, bro? How you doing? All right. Depends on your significant other's boundaries. What are your significant other's boundaries, Francis? You want to come on and chat? Let's chat. Here we go. Change layout. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Do that thing. Move these boxes over a little bit. Right there. I'm doing all right, man. Good to see you. Defender of the faith. I like that. All right. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Multi-guest is live. If you want to come on here, share your story, share an opinion, share if you want to argue, if you want to debate, if you want to share a betrayal story, share a story of your own porn journey. Maybe tell me how much you like porn and what kind do you like, if you have the courage to do so. I'm sure we'll hear all sorts of things tonight. Good to see you, man. Talking with the Monarch. Good to see you, man. Francis, no, thank you. But we choose not to. Both your boundaries. Nice. My wife didn't care as long as it's not a live person. How you been so far this week? I'm doing good, man. I really want to get my BF to come on here and talk to you, but I'm not sure how that'd make him feel. Well, let's get him on. And after like 5 minutes, we'll ask him how he feels. Okay? How about that? That's Amore. How you doing? Oh, feedback. Hey, good. How are you? Okay. Tell me more. I think I just fixed my audio. Is that better? Shoot. Okay. Real quick. Why am I getting feedback? Okay. Um, hold on a sec. I'm getting feedback. I don't think it's you. You on one side of the headphones. Hold on, real quick. Is that better? All right, there we go. Okay. No, it's back. Is that you or me? Can you leave real quick? I'm gonna kick you out. Can you guys hear me? Okay, it's definitely not me. All right. All right. I was freaking out there for a second. Hold on, let me try something real quick. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello. Is it still there? Let me bring somebody else on. No, it's not better. I'll bring on this other person. Hello. Hi there. Hi there. Sandra, are you there? Hello? Sandra Scott. Okay, it was just him, for sure. Well, Sandra Scott's not there. Let's bring on another guy named Kyle. See if this Kyle fixes it. Kyle, can you hear me? All right, no feedback. So it was definitely the other Kyle. All right, what's up, man? Yeah, I got you. Well, first, I asked the question, is porn cheating? What do you think? Okay. Do you watch porn? Well, how do you feel about the fact that she likes the way she feels when she looks at another man's eggplant? Take your time. It's okay. Okay. Hers or anybody's within the confines of your relationship? What's the commitment you have with your partner? Okay. To only her or to other people as well? Okay. Do you watch porn? How does that reconcile? How do you reconcile the fact that you're saying you're fully committed to her, but you also watch porn and enjoy looking at other peaches?
going going through law school, and I understand that sometimes she's not in the mood to do that because she's completely stressed out by law school. So instead of bothering her with my needs, I do what I need to do to fulfill them. If that makes sense.
Okay. So what is your need?
The release, I guess.
How bad do you need it?
Oh, it depends.
On what?
I mean, on the day. I guess I would ask you the same thing.
What? What would you ask me?
Do you ever feel the need to do that?
Need? No. Sometimes I feel like a
Want.
need to like drink water or eat food, but I don't
All right.
feel a
I mean,
need to
that's very
ejaculate
vague.
in order to sustain life.
Oh, I never said that.
Well, you said you have a need to get off. Did I hear that wrong?
Yes, but that's not. No, but I don't need that in order to sustain life.
Wasn't that what a need is?
Sure, if you put it that way, yeah.
Well, I'm open to another definition of the word need.
No, but I mean, I'm in the mood, and I guess, yeah, sure, it's a lack of self discipline. If yeah,
Okay. So it's a lack of self-discipline. How does your girlfriend feel about you just because she's in law school trying to improve her life, improve her skill set, improve her career, and you're sitting there at least sometimes saying, "Well, I need to masturbate to porn right now." How does she feel about that?
again, when you put it like need to,
No, no, you put it like
it
need to.
does.
I'm not the
No,
one
no,
that put it
no. I
like
know,
need to.
but
You did.
when you revert it back towards me, yes, it does feel different.
Oh, so when you actually hear yourself saying what you're saying, it feels different. Tell me more.
Yeah, I mean, is that all right? Is that like an okay conversation?
Totally. That's what I'm here for, man. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me
Yeah.
more. I'm interested.
Um. Yeah. When you put it like that, it doesn't sound as healthy as prior to joining the conversation.
Okay. Great. No problem, man. No problem. I once thought it was a need too. Okay. And that's why I'm here having the conversation. How old are you?
I hope I'm like a decent guest here.
You are, man. You're great. Yeah. How old are you?
32.
Okay. You know, I was 32 when I figured out that this was a desire, not a need. So, you know, it's never too late to change your mind on something. How long have you been watching porn?
Ever since the internet was created. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what, around 10, 12, 13 years old?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I never
Mm-hmm.
put an official timestamp on it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you ever feel shame after watching it?
No.
Okay.
No. Have you ever felt that way?
Yeah, I usually did. I mean, I'd say always would feel shameful after doing it, especially, you know, when I was married. I'm still married to the same woman, but even before I was married, I would feel
What would make you
shame
feel
about it.
shameful?
Well, I made a
I'm
commitment to my
not being
wife.
argumentative. I'm not
Well, I
being
got
argumentative in my questions. I'm just being like curious.
hmm Yeah. Well, I mean, one, I made a commitment to my wife that I would honor, cherish, and protect her for the rest of our lives. And then I didn't do that.
Again, out of curiosity, is it more coming from like if she did that for her own wants and needs that you would feel offended?
I'd say that's a separate thing. If my wife did that, I would not feel respected. Sure. But that's separate of what I did and how I felt from it.
Right.
Right. How long have you been with your partner?
3 years.
Okay. And does she know you watch porn?
Yeah.
Okay. How does she feel about it? Have you ever asked her?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I first met her, I had like OnlyFans and stuff, and she didn't like that, which I completely understand, and I completely cut that off. But I think she understands that sometimes, as a man, I'm in the mood to, for lack of a better term, get off, and sometimes she's not in the mood to do that. But again, I think I would relate that more to like a lack of self-discipline and be like, yo, like I really wanted that and I couldn't discipline myself enough in order to sustain that feeling,
Hmm.
that I would do that anyway.
Yeah. Well, let's say that's true. Let's say it is a lack of self-discipline. Are you a man of discipline?
In a lot of ways, yeah.
What about with regard to your eggplant?
Yes, I've learned with her to, in the beginning of the relationship, I would get a little frustrated if she didn't want to do something, or we would go out and she'd be like, I can't wait to go home and have sex tonight, and she would be a little, she had drank too much and she'd fall asleep, and it is what it is. Like, but in the beginning, I got a little frustrated by it, yeah.
Hmm.
But I don't think it like makes the relationship, if that makes again any sense.
Well, do you think that masturbating while watching other women, do you think that that draws you closer to your partner or separates you further?
I would say from a spiritual aspect that it would drive us farther apart.
Okay. So then, if that's your answer, then all right, no problem. Don't judge it. But are you wanting to change that? Like, are you wanting to instead maybe rewire that into a behavior that draws you guys closer together?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I love the girl, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, look, man. I appreciate you having the conversation. Maybe there's a conversation you can have with her. I mean, in my experience, I talk to a lot of women, a lot of men. Sometimes women they give the illusion that they're okay with it, but they're really not okay with it, and they just don't know how to say that. I'm not saying that's her point of view. It could be though, but having a
I
real
guess my
humble,
question, my
honest
question would be
conversation
like,
could be
if
helpful.
I've enjoyed this whole conversation, I really tried not to be combative because I have no stance to be combative.
Hmm.
Um, but like, what if you were single? Is that then okay? I guess
Well,
because
it wouldn't be
then the
cheating
whole
then, right? The cheating component
right,
would go out the window.
right,
But then the question
um,
becomes you can go down the discipline path, right?
right.
Is Are you a man of
But then doesn't that
self-discipline
go
at
for
least
any?
in that
Doesn't it,
regard?
I mean, I guess this whole thing is a porn thing, but then wouldn't that go for everything? Like having
Absolutely.
a Coca Cola, having McDonald's, having
Yeah, absolutely. Exercise, diet.
yeah. So I guess on this conversation, do you feel like in life discipline is like the most important thing, or like how did you come to this point in your life to have this?
Yeah, well, good question. When I was 32 years old, married with one kid and one on the way, I realized that my porn use and my physical affairs were creating a massive chasm between me and my wife. And I was like, gosh, this is not bringing us closer together. This is bringing us further apart. I don't even know who I am anymore because I have this hidden life where I'm cheating on my wife, I'm hiding the porn. I feel so much shame about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? There's got to be a better way. Discipline's part of it,
Hmm.
integrity is part of it, right? When we're in a relationship, whether it's spoken or not, generally speaking, there's a commitment that says, I love you and only you. And I wasn't doing that. And it just ate away at me because it revealed a lack of integrity. And when a man feels like their integrity has a weak foundation, it's going to show up in every aspect of life.
So did in doing that, did that help your relationship flourish?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, man, we've been married 13 years and we've been to hell and back. And it's great now because there are zero secrets between us. Zero. Nothing. Every stone has been unturned.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the only way to be in like true authentic relationship. That's true intimacy. Right now I'm not perfect for the record. um, it's a continuous
Yeah.
act to continue, repenting and asking for forgiveness. And when you do have something on your conscience, like, hey, I did this thing, I just feel bad about whether, however big or small, go to the person and say, hey, you know what, I'm sorry about that. I have a call with therapist Sherry tomorrow. I think either tomorrow or Friday. Yeah, we did connect. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I gotta say, this was an interesting phone call. I hope I was not too opinionated.
No, you're
And
Kyle. Look, stick around, man. You're the second guest tonight, but trust me, man. We hear some things around here. You're a great man. I
I
did not
appreciate it.
experience you
I
as combative
appreciate
at all. Yeah,
your opinion. It was nice to hear, and
yeah,
I hope everybody else wasn't too offended by my opinions.
yeah. Thanks for sharing, man.
All right, have a good
All right,
night.
see ya. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so therapist Sherry and I were going to connect tomorrow. Rah. Why are you talking to that therapist still? Friday. We're talking on Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate you being here. That's more. How you doing?
Good. I am doing well. I wanted to give you an update, let you know what
Okay.
happened. And then for everybody in the room, just first time on this live was back in July. And I literally got on as I uncovered everything my husband was doing. And jumped on this live and was trying to process it and it was quite the evening. And the next day, I actually which was his birthday. I went to the restaurant that he was at, celebrating his birthday with a friend, and just to talk to him, to confront him. I felt it would be safe in a public venue. And when I did, and I printed, the what I found on his tablet, so there was no denying it. It was there, and of course, he went straight into denial, anger, screaming, making a scene at the restaurant. Like we discussed, what was so disturbing is that his use involved young people and things that had to do with looking up with stepdaughters, which I directly correlated with my daughter. So when I presented this at the table, along with the box that came in the mail of his Viagra that he had been getting for 6 months, of which he and I haven't had an intimate relationship in over 2 years. And when I presented that, and he was screaming horrid things in the restaurant, he assaulted me across the table, throwing that box in my face and coming across the table. It was just awful. I wound up calling the police and filing a report. They picked him up that night. Thankfully I got led the police to the surveillance camera in the restaurant, and they did have footage of it, and they got a stay away. He was arrested, and the state did decide to press charges, and his arraignment is September 3rd. So,
That's a lot.
yeah, it didn't go the way I thought it would. did not think that, he would react the way he did. I expected the denials, even with the proof, but I did not expect that. But, silver lining and everything, because with the stay away, it's been no contact. And now the, 6+ weeks it's been has been an amazing opportunity for me to heal and move forward and, plan everything for the divorce. And, that'll be a whole other journey. But, I have everything plotted out now and how I want to move forward with this. And at the end of the day, I I hope this is a wake up call for him and that he's going to be able to heal. He has had a lot of childhood trauma, and much like listening to all of the people that have been through this with the long term use of it. And I hope that he gets the help that he needs.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for updating us. How about
Yeah.
you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I really am. I'm gaining my peace back. Like I said, I have a clear vision now. The no contact has been the blessing because for the 10 years almost that we've been married, and I've, you know, the trauma and the cheating and all of that has happened throughout, you know, the relationship, I've always felt sorry for because I do know his past and he's alone in this world. And that always made me go back out of pity, out of compassion. So not having that in my face all the time has allowed me to focus on what I need to do to heal and to move forward.
Mm-hmm. And what is that? What do you need to do to heal?
Well, yeah, the healing is realizing that for me, I have to put myself and my needs first now. I don't think I don't think, I say, I'm going to have trouble moving forward and trusting again. I think that's the big thing, questioning, moving forward, the trust issues, and just getting my life together and living my life now for me.
Yeah. Well, that will serve you well. Putting
Hmm.
yourself first.
Yeah,
Right. Good job.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for the consultation we had. I think, at the end, you broke through with me and, you asked me, what about you? What's next?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you just kept saying and that I can't thank you enough because I was in the moment of the bigger picture
Well,
and
you couldn't even see the forest from the trees that night.
no, I
Yeah.
couldn't.
I mean, gosh.
But,
Yeah.
with my support system, with my friends, with my family, and being able to talk about it, have no shame in it,
Yeah.
from my end. And then again, I have told so many people what you said to me at the end of the call when you kind of said that and got me, and I broke down
Hmm.
to really see what I needed for me, and that had to get put on the front burner and everything else had to get put in the back burner. And now, the 6 weeks later, I'm able to handle all the stuff on the back burner.
Yeah. Well, good job. It takes incredible strength to do what you did. Right. I
Thank
mean,
you.
geez, like, gearing up for that moment you had in the restaurant. I mean, you kind of planned that out, and honestly, it's. I know you said it didn't go how you were expecting, but I think it went pretty dang good given the circumstances and given the history there, right? Which we won't go into here, but
Right.
yeah, way to go, way to go.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And once, I get all this behind me, I'm definitely gonna, jump on your support group and hopefully be able to help others and be a support for others.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to have you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for sharing.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye bye. All right. Thanks for sharing. Like and share, people. Will you like and share? We have 11,000 likes and 130 people here. Will you like and share? And also give me a follow if you don't follow me already. Hi there, Grace7777. How's it going?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's up?
So, I guess, like, is porn cheating? I don't really think porn is cheating, but I feel like what you do after you, like, experience porn or watch porn or do all those things, that's what I think is cheating.
Okay.
Am I
Do you, are you,
crazy?
well, we're all crazy. All right. Who am I
Yeah,
to call
touche,
you crazy?
touche.
Or who's not crazy?
Touche. But I just wonder, like,
Are you in a relationship?
masturbating.
Who's the guy in your photo?
Oh, that's my husband.
Okay. All right. Does he
Yeah.
watch porn?
We do not watch porn, but
Okay.
I've watched porn in the past, and we're Christians and we're saved, and I'm just wondering, like porn is like fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, and I have not watched it in a long time, but I see a nipple slip every once in a while, or like some sexual stuff on TV, and I'm just like, that's awesome. But I feel like it's not just the watching the porn. I feel like it's the things that happen afterwards, and a way that it stimulates areas in your body
All right.
that you. Am I crazy? Again,
Well,
we're all
you said
crazy, but
you said you're a Christian. What does Jesus say about it?
that's where I've not done it anymore.
All right. Well, Jesus said, Matthew 5:27 and 28, that if you even look at a woman with lustful intent, you've committed adultery with her in your heart.
Yep. So
So,
what are you saying?
saying that you claim to be a Christian, according to Jesus, Jesus
No,
says,
I do.
what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Jesus said, himself said, if you even look at a woman lustfully, you've committed adultery, you've cheated.
We don't like that's we just what I guess my point is like before my past life and his probably past life, like we watch it, we do this, we do whatever, we like it's I think it's the actions afterwards, but we don't do that anymore.
I got it. Yeah,
Like I
but
don't
you
even.
said looking at porn is fun. So let's put that through Jesus' lens. Committing adultery is fun.
Again, I it so and I know it's fun, and I don't I don't look at it like, but I understand, like, it's not just the porn, it's not looking at porn, it's the actions after, like it's like one night this is like 7 years ago, we were like watching like a stupid vampire movie, and the guy bit her on the neck, and we're like hunching 5 seconds later. It's so weird. But like that's like soft porn, right? But like porn, like I don't know, like I at the end of the day, like I feel like if you're hiding it from somebody or you're not being honest, I feel like yes. Is it cheating at the end of the day? Yeah, I mean, in a way, like if somebody's not like satisfying your needs, sure, but like I don't know, we just don't look at it. I mean,
No,
again,
I got that you don't look at it. I hear you loud and clear, right? I got it. However, your orientation towards it seems like, it's not a problem, which I'm not going to try to change your mind on that. I'm just curious, right? Especially given that you claim to be a Christian.
oh no, I am a Christian. Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
you claim to
being
be
a
a Christian.
Christian is the hardest, huh?
Said, yeah, you claim to be a Christian. So as someone who claims to be a Christian, how do you reconcile that? Like, how would you disciple another person who claims that they're a Christian if they're watching
You
pornography?
just you just don't do it. Like you just have to like fight it off. Like you have to like think about God, like Jesus. Like I believe in Jesus too. A lot of people don't, like, they believe in God, but Jesus, whatever, third, whatever. But we just don't do it. Like, I have in the past. And when I was watching it in the past, before I've always been a Christian and I always slip up.
Can I ask you a
But at the
question
end of the
about that?
day, like, yeah, for sure.
What could you help me understand what it means to you that you're a Christian?
I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe that God's, sent his son, John 3:16. He sent his son to be our savior. I believe that there's no other life after this other than heaven. And I don't know. I just try to live like a better life than I have. I like when I saw this live come up, is porn cheating? Like, absolutely, in my opinion. This is years ago. I've watched it alone. I've watched it in relationships. I watched it like in a soft porn on like a weird Netflix show. But I try not to, and I try to live a life convicted in Christ's eyes, and I don't do it anymore. It's easy to, and it's hard to not. I guess I just fight it off, and I love Jesus so much. Like, I don't know. Like, do you love God? Jesus?
Yes. What do you mean when you were saying like you? It's what you do after watching porn. Could you clarify that?
Well, I mean, like, if you're like living in sin or you're in a relationship and, one thing turns into the other, like, if a lot of couples, like,
Hold
they
on,
don't
hold
really,
on. I'm sorry. Can you be specific? Like, can you use more specific language? Like one,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I'm confused.
so,
Everybody's
okay.
confused here.
Well, I think you're the only person confused, but like,
Look at the chat.
if you're,
Everyone's saying they're confused.
oh,
Someone just
I
said, my
had,
brain is tweaking trying to comprehend this. What is she
well,
talking about? I'm so lost. I'm confused.
to
Look,
be honest,
it's
I'm
feedback for you.
no, I mean, and 100%, I'm a complete idiot. But like, I feel like when you're in a relationship and nothing like if you're lost or you're like, oh, now I feel really stupid. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to the whole chat group, but like, if you're lost in a relationship, like, I have a friend right now that's struggling. Like, they're like together, and she's not attracted to him, and they watch porn, and then all of a sudden, like, they're not married, and then all of a sudden, like, they're like having sex. I guess that's what happens after you watch porn, like, it's a stimulating thing where people can be more intimate, or it's like allows intimacy or whatever. I guess, am I
I
not?
have no idea what you just said. They're together. They're not together. They don't even like each other. They're not aroused by each other.
No,
And then they're
no,
having sex. Like, what?
no, like, I guess you asked me what I meant by like what happens after you watch porn. So like, I feel like if people don't, like, my friend John and Carrie, they are in a relationship and she has no desire to be with him. They put on a porn.
Hold on. Why are they in a relationship if she has no desire to be in a relationship with him?
He's keeps fighting for the relationship. Like, he thinks that like he can keep
But
it going.
Carrie
Like,
doesn't want it. So Carrie's leading John on. Let's get him on here. Can you call him up?
no, they're living like, no, they're asleep. They're in Illinois or something.
They're probably up fighting right now because they don't like each
Probably,
other.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. No, but like, the question is on this chat is porn cheating? I believe it is, but yes, I believe it is.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing. Good night. Bye-bye. Okay. Aaron, how you doing? Good to see you. Like and share, people. Like and share. Jazz, how you doing? Jazz. Jazz? Jazz. No Jazz. Jeff. Another Jeff. Is this the same Jeff that was on before? The first Jeff? Jeff. After that, I don't even know how.
Hey, do you hear me?
Hey, yeah, how's it going?
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Hey, do you hear me?
Yeah, I still hear
Hey,
you.
not bad. How are you doing?
Good. Do you hear me?
Cool. I do. Sorry
Okay.
about
Do
that.
you hear me?
I was on a phone call. I do.
Okay. All right.
I was on
All
a
right.
phone call. I wasn't expecting you to take my request that soon, so I appreciate it.
All right. What's up, Jeff?
Is porn cheating? Yes, I think it is. Right.
Okay.
I've watched it for quite some time, and every time I do, I feel shame.
Mm.
Um, Married, and it's caused issues in the relationship. Not something I want to do, and I know it sounds weird, but like I would say that I almost feel like a presence that is not good. Like if it's on, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Do you still watch
And
it?
like I'm wondering, it's been a while. Like I struggle to not do it, and I'm totally attracted to my wife 100%. I don't want to hurt her. I think it is bad. I would say that if she were watching it, it would be hurtful to me, and I would feel, disrespected. So
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, kind of like, what inspired you to do this channel, and like, I'm assuming maybe in your life, right? Maybe something like you watched before, and maybe like you had to overcome watching it, or what kind of helped you through it, if that applies
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah. Well, I watched porn for about 20 years, which escalated into physical cheating with on my wife while I was married. I've been married 13 years, and that happened 7 years ago this week. And I just realized that I was a giant pile of douche, and I needed to change my ways because I was hurting my wife, my kids, and everybody around me. And I was addicted to something I didn't want in my life, and I never did. But I was exposed to it around a young age, around 12 years old, and didn't know how to break free from it because I hid it. I hid it deep down inside. I buried it and swore I'd take it to the grave that I had this issue. And that basically killed me. And so I'm like, you know what? I got to do something different here. And
So what's helped?
what's helped?
Or how yeah, what's helped, like, you or do you still have the urge to watch it, and if so, like, how do you overcome those?
Yeah, well, first of all, you can't change what you don't name. So you gotta name clearly what you're wanting different. So if you want to be somebody who loves, honors, cherishes, protects his wife, and doesn't watch porn, so his actions mimic that, you got to say this is what I want. All right, and then you got to get help. I mean, how old are you?
33. And
33. Okay.
yeah, I've been with my wife now, well, 9 years, 10 years. Actually, our anniversary is on Halloween, so 10
Mm-hmm.
years coming up. um,
And
and
how old were you when you were first exposed to porn?
oh man, I think like 16.
Okay.
And I've been watching it since, like on and off. And I think it's never really affected relationships before, except the one that I'm currently in, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that, because like the one I'm currently in, I care about this person more than anyone that I've ever been with, and seeing her hurt makes me feel like a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. And I think it's been, I'd say, probably 2 3 months since I've watched, but like I've slipped up here and there on accident, if that makes sense. Like, just
Mm-hmm.
honestly scrolling on this app, on
Oh
TikTok.
yeah,
I
it's
I,
everywhere,
I
man.
love scrolling TikTok. I'm a real conspiracy theorist, so it's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then, like, provocative videos come up, and then the temptation not to scroll past comes up,
Mm-hmm.
and like,
Yeah.
I don't want to sacrifice the use of this app because it's a great platform for things like such as this, right? But I'm trying to, I've even refreshed my algorithms, so something like that doesn't come up. um,
Well, yeah, but why not sacrifice the app? How bad do you want to be free? It's like you're saying, "Hey, I want to be free, but I'm also going to keep the thing that keeps me stuck."
I wouldn't say this app keeps me stuck, but like, temptations are there. Are throughout life, though, aren't we? We're challenged with temptations, and if you don't have the ability to overcome those, doesn't that kind of make you a douche? Like, at some point, you have to
Well,
gain
yeah,
some
there
self control.
sure, and that's I mean that's what it's all about. You know, there's a time and a place. So it's like, well, maybe a tool for you. It's like, as I'm trying to stop the porn, maybe I get rid of the apps that have caused me to stumble while I get clean. You can introduce them again, right? But if they're causing you to stumble, cut it off, get rid of it. Right, but back to the how do you do it, Rhett? So you've been watching porn for 16, 17 years. Who else in your life knows that you have an issue with porn?
No, no one.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
I
Shame festers in the darkness. It can't stand being spoken to the light. So that's part of the path to freedom, as well as speaking what is going on for you inside to the light and getting really specific about that. So you just did that here. Good job. Does your wife know?
She does. I mean, she knows I struggle with it. I'm very open about it. I try to be as open as I can, but like I feel like it can cause unnecessary drama when she's asking me questions of if I'm tempted to watch these things. I'd be lying to her if I said no, but like the fact that my actions are, I'm not doing the things she doesn't want me to do, that should mean something. But she is very insecure and likes to ask if I've had thoughts.
Yeah.
And I would like to answer no every time, because honestly, I don't want to hurt her, and I have no urge to actually hook up with anyone. But like if I
Mm-hmm.
see something, it's hard not to watch something, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, good job being honest with your wife, right? To the extent that you know what to be honest about, and it can be re-traumatizing every time she hears some news that she really doesn't want to hear. She wants you to be free of it, I would guess, right? And a part of her is just dying inside every time you tell her something again.
I mean, she asks though. I would really rather take some things to my grave, and if she lets me work on me without constantly bringing it up, then I don't think I would think about it as much either, you know.
Well, what are you doing to work on yourself?
I do therapy, which it helps. I mean, I have anxiety, so like I mostly am doing it for anxiety, but I'm also, covering things like, urges and like self control, right? Generalized self control, which can apply to the skills I'm currently working at being better at, which is, avoidance of things that I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you working on the porn issue with your therapist?
yes and no. I mean, on impulse control with the therapist, so that can apply to so many things. You
Yeah.
know,
Have you been specific of like that you have a porn issue with your therapist?
not really, because I'm not the type of person that likes talking about things sexual in nature to people I barely know. I think
Yeah.
it's just it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I
Totally.
just I talk about generalized things like just impulse control and things like I can do to work on that.
Mm. Okay. Well, look, nobody likes to talk about hard stuff, generally speaking. And also, wouldn't we all like to take things to our grave? But that's or it can be a limited experience of life if we're not truly willing to be vulnerable and authentic with other people. If you're kind of keeping it generalized with your therapist, you're going to get kind of generalized results with your therapist.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we go to the doctor and it's like, hey, something kind of hurts like right around here. They're going to be like, well, let's put some cream on it. I don't know. But if you're like, hey, I got this bump like way deep down in here about the size of a tennis ball, they're going to be like, that's a tumor. Let's cut it out.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose I can work on taking steps to being more, I guess, vulnerable with through therapy. But
Yes. And can I teach you a little simple phrase?
yeah,
Specific is terrific. Specific is terrific.
Okay.
The more specific we can be about something, the clearer we can name something, the better we can actually address it.
Specific is terrific. I like that.
Yeah. How long have you been seeing that
It's
therapist?
I would say like 3 months, 4 months.
Okay. So that's a relatively short period of time. But
I guess pretty short considering I see her like once bi-weekly, so it's really not too many sessions.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate the questions. If you're interested, I have a support group for men who are struggling with porn, and it's a great place to be vulnerable, be specific about what's going on for you in community with other men who are wanting to work on this.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Where can I find that?
Go to the link in my bio. It says start. You can either schedule a discovery call, a one-on-one call, which is a 30-minute call. That's $1, and then the group is $99 a month, and we meet weekly. It's a fantastic group to be a part of if you're interested in that.
Okay, absolutely. We'll look into that. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
And
Thanks for sharing.
grateful for what you do. You take care.
Thanks, man. See ya. Bye-bye. I love this person's username. Oh, she's gone. Brie like the cheese. I think she's been here before. Aaron, what's up in your world? Oh, here's Brie like the cheese. Hello.
Oh,
Hello, Brie like the cheese.
I only put that because some people say Bray, and I'm like, no, there's no A.
Well, there's no confusion when you say like the cheese. What's going on?
um, I, I think I've been, no, I've been to your live. I think it was last week.
Yeah, I
I
think you
think I
have.
came
I recognize the
and you
name.
were asking is porn cheating?
Yeah, I'm a one-trick pony.
I've been going around with my friends and asking them the same question. And some of us feel the same way. It's, it all depends on the couple and communication, I feel, because I watch it. Do I watch it regularly? No. I don't have an addiction to it. However, with my partner, she doesn't feel threatened by it. She's like, well, some nights I'm really not in the mood, and if you want to, go ahead. But I don't do it like on a regular basis. I don't feel like I'm being disrespectful, and she doesn't feel that way. I think it all just depends on the couple.
Okay. Did you say she?
Yes.
Okay. Um, does she watch porn as well?
Sometimes. She doesn't watch it as much as I do. I might do it twice a week. She might do it twice a month.
Wait, did you say he?
But no, she might do it twice a
Okay,
week.
got it.
I might do
Got
it
it.
twice a week. She might do it twice a month.
Got it. I thought you said he and then she. I'm like, how many people are there?
No, no, no. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I keep
Okay.
touching my AirPods, so it kind of seems like I'm cutting myself off of it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, why do you watch porn? What are you actually seeking when you're watching porn?
hmm. It's not necessarily me watching it. It's for sound. I'm not really attracted to the visuals. I'm more
Just
attracted
just get
to the
just get two
sound.
pieces of bologna and start smacking them together.
No, that's the funniest thing I heard.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Let's get two balonies and flap them together. But no, um,
Oh man.
we usually it's not like it's. I think the thing is for some people they do it and then it becomes addicting, and then you have your partner's feeling neglected. They tell you and they communicate that. and you're not communicating, okay, well, I have this thing where I'm watching porn and I like watching it more than I like being intimate. Because you don't want to hurt that person's feelings. For some people, for others, they really don't care. But my brother used to have an addiction to it.
Okay, hold on.
Sadly, he
We're getting way off track. What do you think you're
mm,
really longing for when you're watching porn?
just the
Just the
sound of
sound.
lovemaking. That's it.
Okay. Okay, what does the sound of lovemaking cause, like, stir up in you?
It makes me think about her. It makes me think about the things that we do together and the sounds that we make. And I visualize us instead of looking at the actual video.
And now for the rest of your life, you're welcome. It's going to make you think of baloney.
No, I'm about to wake her up. He's like, get the baloney.
Well, I would venture to say that the sound is pointing you to something. What you might be craving is a real connection with her.
Yeah, we both work very hard. She's a doctor. I'm an administrator. We both are on our feet as soon as the sun comes up. I'm actually off today. Hooray! I've been off in 3 weeks, but she doesn't get time off as often as she would like, and the same thing goes for me. And we do get time off to actually be intimate with each other. It's great. And I could go days without doing it again, but then a moment comes up and I'm like, I need her. But then she'll look at me and she's like, no, you better go on the hub. And I'm like, oh God. She literally will look at me and say, go on the hub.
how do you feel when she says that? You're saying, "I need you. I want you." She's saying that.
Sometimes, sometimes I, sometimes I'm annoyed, but I understand in the sense because sometimes she's extremely exhausted. We'll be at work for 18 hours. I completely understand that. But then there's some times where I'm like, can you just please? And she's like,
Hmm.
no. Didn't I say no? You right. I'll go on the hub. Don't worry about it. And I'll go and, put a sound on. I'll black out the screen because I'm not looking at it. And the sound goes on. The thing is, she doesn't want me to leave her side. She wants me to be beside her as I'm doing it. She doesn't want me to leave the room. Weird, but I kind of understand.
Hmm. Hold on,
Um,
I got to take a time out real quick. This is the first time this has ever
mm,
happened where someone I know in real life says, "Hey, Austin Hamilton. Hello, Sarah. How you doing? It's good to see you. Welcome to my TikTok." You know, I've talked about your dad on here before, just so you know. Anyways, we'll come back there. Well,
I just
Bree,
saw
it's time.
somebody named Allie B. She said communication is key in a relationship, not just asking for it. I'm I don't upright and say, can you please give me some? It's never like that.
Well,
Sometimes I'll come beside her and I'm like, hey, you kind of in the mood to, would you like to?
yeah,
And she'll say, honestly, not right now, not today. And I understand that. I just don't automatically just like, can you give me some?
right. The porn, I would submit to you, the porn, the sound is you trying to satisfy the need or the desire to have a connection with her.
Mm.
And so, I'm going to throw a word out there. I might be wrong. Um, but do you feel rejected at all in those times when you're craving that connection and she says,
Oh, yeah.
no, go
Oh,
watch the
yeah.
hub? Yeah.
I definitely do. Not every time because sometimes she'll come to the house, she passes out, and of course I know to go to the hub at that moment. I know not to mess with her. But
Yeah.
when it comes to me asking her and communicating, hey, kind of in the mood, do you want to? No.
Yeah.
You better get on the hub.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
So that's the invitation there is, what if we look at that in the relationship? What if you're able to truly express to her how you feel rejected? And again, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm not saying I'm right, but does it remind you of a feeling of rejection that you've experienced before in your past?
No, I did most of the rejecting in my past.
Okay.
But
Okay.
um I feel because this is the second most serious relationship in my life. We've been together for 4 years. And I think as time went on, it was just no, not right now. I'm not in the mood. And we might maybe 2 to 3 times a month. And I don't necessarily want to get on the hub. I really want to be with her, but sometimes she's no, just absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll notice that I feel upset and I feel rejected, and then she'll say, I'm not upset with you. It's not that I'm not attracted to you. I'm just not in the mood. I know you're in the mood. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say it all depends on communication because we communicate that to one another, but I still feel rejected, even though she might come out and say, "Hey, I'm just not in the mood. It's not you, it's just me." I still
Do
feel
you
rejected regardless.
do you feel like she really sees that, like the pain that you experience in that rejection?
I think she saw it last week.
Hmm.
I really think she saw it last week
Mm-hmm.
because I had asked her, I was like, "Do you not like me anymore? Am I not attractive? Like, do you not feel like being intimate with me anymore?" And she's just like, "It's not that. I'm just not in the mood. Can you F off?" I wasn't trying to push her. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
After she said that, instead of me going off and saying anything, I literally went upstairs, took a shower, and went to sleep. Now, usually we sit up and we watch a movie or two before going to sleep. Not that night. She even tried to wake me up. She was like, "Do you want to watch a movie?" No. When I
What are you
start
longing
changing
for?
around,
What are you longing for with
just
her?
a physical connection sometimes.
How
Not
long has
all the
that been
time. I
missing?
don't care. I don't care if it's just, I don't care if it's, me holding her for a while or, forehead kisses or kisses on the face, just physical touch. It doesn't necessarily have to be sex, but she doesn't want to. And I'm just,
Can you
okay,
think
be
can you think of a
respectful, be
time where
respectful.
can you think of a time where, or season when you guys kind of started drifting apart?
7 months ago. Was
7
it
months ago?
7? Yeah, it was 7 months ago.
And what
Things
happened
got
then?
a little more hectic. My job started getting a little more hectic. I'm at work from 8, supposed to be 8 to 5, but it ends up being sometimes 8 to 7, depending on what's going on at the facility. And sometimes she's at work for 18 hours. Our kids are already home. It's fine. And that's when things started, kind of pulling away. We start pulling away from each other.
Hmm.
And I noticed it. And I was like, hey, maybe we should go out Saturday. Maybe we should do some things with each other Saturday. Or,
Did
hey,
your
there's a concert going on.
did
Your
did
favorite
you
band's coming up.
did you find your porn use increased around that time?
Mm-hmm. Because I
Yeah.
didn't watch it like that.
Yeah.
Unless we saw something together and we were like, ooh, we should try that. That's the
Hmm.
only time. But after that, the intimacy just took a nosedive.
Yeah.
And of
So,
course, I'm not the type to cheat. If I'm unhappy, I will let her know I'm unhappy. But I necessarily don't want to break things off with her because I love her and I know for a fact she loves me. But
mhm.
the intimacy part and the part of us having that connection the way we used to, it's just not there anymore.
Yeah. So Bree, thank you for sharing. Right, very, very
Hmm.
honest. Um, you know, it sounds like there's a longing, a deep longing for you. You want more physical touch, more connection, and she probably wants something else as well. And or there's something
Hmm.
going on for
Probably.
her that she's wanted to get out there. And it comes down to naming it specifically and having conversation, right? Porn's not the solution.
Yeah.
Porn is you medicating the pain of what you're actually wanting. And there's probably something deeper in there still with that feeling of rejection.
Yeah. And yeah, I understand that. Yeah. And I understand some people are in the comments saying, no, cat porn is cheating, it's cheating. But my thing is, if she's telling me to go watch it,
Well, yeah, I would, I mean, I would say it's not cheating in that case, but I think for you it's a problem though. It sounds like it's not a problem
it
for
is
your
a problem
partner,
for me.
but you feel like you're cheating. You feel like you're betraying her.
I do. It just, that's why I turned the screen off. Because I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't want to look at that. That's not what I want.
exactly. Yeah. Well, there's something there for you to explore
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. If you get some
Appreciate it.
bologna, it'll solve all your problems.
Oh, God. Not the bologna.
I'm gonna
I
clip
had
that,
fried
Bree.
bologna
I'm
this
gonna clip that. You're
morning.
gonna see that on my TikTok. I'm gonna clip the bologna bit and post it. It better go viral. All right. Thanks for sharing, Bree.
Thank you.
All right, bye bye. Hey, Caitlin, I need you to come on here. I gotta go potty. Can you come on here? Can you request? Thank you. All right, everybody. If you don't follow an honest love, follow her right now. She's my pinch hitter when I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right.
Do you want to talk to somebody or do you just want to hang out?
You can bring someone on, but I can't stay. I need to go to sleep so
All
bad.
right, here you go. E-Rock. Good luck.
Hello, E-Rock.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So I saw the gentleman that had this live discussion
Yeah.
a couple days ago, and then because I guess kind of the question set in my head is porn cheating, and I think it based off of the relationship slash the person, and whether they're conscious, tells them that it's morally wrong or not. For me, I was exposed to porn at a very young age. I mean, I'm talking about like at the age of like 8 or 9.
Yeah, my
Um,
husband was 7, so yeah, I totally understand.
and I grew up in a religious background, and I moved away from that. And and when I was in that, that was very. I kept it a secret, and it was a very, I felt very. Ashamed of what I did. And as I moved into my adulthood, I had buddies and like, let's go to the strip club, and this is nothing. So it kind of became a numb factor, and over time, it was an issue of where, well, it's not really a big deal, and it kind of got into that mold. And now, I'm 40,
Yeah.
and the thing that it's kind of crazy how you you can get old, and when you start getting old, you start kind of reflecting on yourself and trying to like for me, it's going to back to that spiritual journey, and now it's kind of like these habits that are hard to quit.
Yeah.
And the thing that I guess now for me personally, like I said, if one of my buddies who watches porn and he talks about it, and I'm not ashamed of it in the sense of talking about it, but then I see a destructiveness in porn. And what I mean by that is, I had multiple partners that were very sexual, and I am as well, to the sense that porn was something that added to our relationship. And some partners did, and some partners did. But now I see it where, I do have a partner that she is, sexually as well, but she doesn't watch porn. And I'm trying to basically get rid of the habit, but I just don't know how, in the sense of, and that's kind of where I'm going back, and he's back on. So I want to thank you guys for talking about this subject, because it's a hard subject, not just to talk about, because a lot of people are ashamed, but also a lot of people are not ashamed, but they just can't get rid of it. It's a bad habit. And I just don't, my question would be is, really any advice that you have to kind of kick the habit. I've tried before, and now, I think it's based off like my testosterone, and I'm not very more, sexually active, so I don't watch porn. But at the same time, I for me at least, and everybody, like for example, the previous caller, that was part of their relationship, and I necessarily, that's based on every individual. For me though, I'm starting to feel that, hey, you know what, porn is just not something that reflects who I am anymore. Problem being is I just don't know how to kick it. And I guess, maybe, throw some ideas. The gentleman has said about, focus on what makes you go to porn. And yeah, I guess, I don't know. I'll just take you guys' advice from there.
Hey man, thanks for sharing. Caitlin, do you want to chime in, or do you want to go?
I am going. Oh gosh, I have so much to say. You're so eloquent though with your words, so I'm gonna let you talk because my brain is fried and I do need to go to bed. But
Okay.
thank you. Also, I just want to say thank you for sharing. Also, like, it sounds like you're doing like a lot of like, what is it, introspection? I don't know. My brain isn't working right now, but yeah, I just appreciate like everything you just said. Like I totally followed, and it was very well spoken, and I feel like you're definitely on the right path, and Austin is a great resource. So anyways, thank you for sharing that.
All right, thanks, Caitlin. We'll see you. All right, what's up, man?
Hey man, how are you?
Good, man. I heard most of what you said. Look, the reality is that one of the guys I followed uses this example. It's like, imagine two kids kind of out in a dry brush area, and they're, what's up, Michelle? And they're, playing with matches, and they start a little tiny fire. And it's manageable. They could put it out if they wanted to, maybe with a bucket or some blankets. And then the thing just grows and grows and grows and grows until there's acres on fire. This thing has gotten so big that there's nothing they can do to stop it on their own. Right? So generally speaking, men get hooked on it at a young age. And it's something that, if addressed early, yeah, it can be dealt with, but it takes hold of you. All right, it gets to a point where, like, you probably tried over and over and over. You've said, I'm going to stop tomorrow, I'm going to stop tomorrow, I'm going to stop tomorrow, and it doesn't work. So you got to look at new tools to work on it. So there's many different ways, right? There's the behavior modification side of it, which is, things like NoFap. Just, hey, I'm going to will myself into stopping. All right, well, that is effective for a short period of time, but it's not addressing the root problem. There's some sort of pain that you're medicating, likely, in addition to the fact that it's become a compulsion, right? So, the questions I would ask you, right, and you can go however far you want with those, but it's things like, when did you start watching? What was going on in your family life? How were you exposed to it? Was there any physical or sexual abuse when you were a kid? How was your sexuality, your arousal template formed? These are the questions to really figure out what got me into this in the first place. And now it's taken.
And I guess, so it sounds messed up, but my mom and dad, they, as long as they had a house or a roof over my head, they didn't really care what I did. So I was very left alone, and I didn't have that father figure, nor, my mom was, abusive, and she was mentally, she was going through depression, and I was, at the age of 8, I was kind of her punching bag for her emotions, and I played it really well. I would help her whatever she was going through and still get beat. And then on my side, where it was just me, it was video games and she kind of she kind of took me away from my friends. But porn was kind of at that time was the thing that I could really escape to. And it was something that as a young boy, I didn't know what was going on. I remember the first time I looked at a Playboy magazine, and I thought the picture was a mistake that showed her naked body. I'm like, oh my God, and then all of a sudden it just aroused in me, and then all of a sudden I just looked for it and I kept it a secret. So it's just, but I don't know if that's relevant to where I'm at now. It was, I feel like it's just more of a habit that I was never able to kick. That now I'm just kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Totally, man. Well, look, two things can be true. It probably is a habit you need to kick, and it's pointing you towards part of your story, part of what that little boy was longing for when he was neglected by his parents in a punching bag for his mom. Oftentimes, the type of pornography that we watch is us playing out our childhood trauma. Mm-hmm. So, like, just evaluate, I don't want you to share here. If you want to, you can. But it's like, is there a theme where it's like maybe being submissive to a woman is something that's interesting?
Yeah, that's true, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, to you, it's like that your mom was hitting you or beating you. And it's like, well, this doesn't feel good, but she loves me? It's like, how do I reconcile this? Okay, right. So now it's like you find this escape in porn. And again, just evaluate the type of porn you watch. There's a longing there that it's generally pointing you towards. I didn't ask that previous person, Bree, the type of porn aside from the baloney sounds. But there's probably something there as well that would mimic what she's longing for.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good point. I never really, like you said, it's like, you try to go through just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to do 3 days of not watching it. And then it's just like, you get to the third day and then it's just like, okay, if I just do it once and then I won't do it again and I'll wait for another week. And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, now you're 3 days in a row. And then you're like, well, why would you even say to stop 3 days when you're doing it? And then like, I'm like, that's what I'm saying is like, for me, I feel like porn no longer is part of my life and I don't want to be stuck to it. But, I have this.
Uh-oh. You there, man? You got a call or something. Hey, April, are you going to come on here? I'd love to chat.
Oh, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so now it just feels like the chains of porn is just too hard to break, and that's why I was just. I found your show a couple nights ago when I couldn't sleep, and I'm kind of starting to listen to you more, and I appreciate that you, like I said before, heading this subject.
Yeah, well, the chains aren't too big to break, man. There's always hope. There's always hope. 40 years old, great. Why not today?
Right.
And
well,
yeah. Oh. Anyways, man, if you want to schedule a call, feel free to do that. Links in my bio. If you want to get involved with what I offer.
Yeah, man, I will. Yeah. I appreciate your time.
Cool, man. You got it. See you. Who's this person talking? Is April a bot? Are you a bot, April? You can come on here with like no followers. All right, who's next? Swaggy D 3969. There was somebody on here the other day with 0 followers. Okay, you can definitely come on here. What's up, man? How's it going?
So I'm wondering if I should tell my mom.
Are you 18 or over?
No, but just can you let me explain?
Okay.
So my dad, I just found out that he has this app called Reddit, and he watches that bad stuff on it, and I'm wondering if I should tell my mom about it.
me a second. All right. I'm gonna talk for a little bit. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna directly answer your question or not, but I'm just gonna say some things, and you do with that what you want. Okay. And I'm gonna disconnect you here, but I'll assume you're still here talking. Should you? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know what the family family life is like. I don't know anything about you. I don't know if you're safe or not safe in that. What I would say is, who do you have in your life who is safe to talk to about something that you feel convicted to bring to the light? And actually, that's a great chat. What do you think? What do you think is the right thing to do? I would ask you that question, no matter how hard it sounds. My advice to anybody asking whatever question is, do the right thing. Do what you think is the right thing in the situation. And, yeah, thanks, Caitlin. And if you've seen some things, man, if you've seen some things, it's not your fault. It's not your responsibility to fix it. If you're convicted that it's wrong, shy away from it and talk to an adult about it, a school counselor, a parent you feel safe with. So I hope that helps, man. All right. Chat. You guys can keep talking. All right. April, how's it going?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. So, where do I start? Okay, so I just want to say on this topic, I would say that it's not cheating. However, when I was younger, definitely it was hurtful. I felt betrayed. I didn't like it. So I feel like as you get older, I wouldn't say you're succumbing to it. It's just a lot of things are not that big of an ordeal anymore. And sometimes the stresses of life, having to go to work every day, how do you come home and how are you even in the mood after being with someone for a few years? I mean, we have to be realistic here. You're not going to have those strong desires to want to be with someone when you've been with them for a long time. You need something a little bit, Now, if your partner hardly ever shows you attention and they're just not that into you and they're more like a friend vibe, then I would say you probably found a friend. You didn't find a lover. So my advice out there is don't settle. Definitely keep looking for someone that drives that sexual chemistry. Because that's you might need that friend early on in your life. But then maybe later on, I don't really believe in happily ever after. But it's not really a sad thing. I feel like life is kind of sad in general.
Well, that's one way to orient to it.
Yeah.
Are you in a relationship
Yes.
with
10 years.
boyfriend, husband?
Husband.
Okay.
And we've been
All
married
right.
for 5 years. We've been together for 10. I was in a previous relationship for 17 years and I was younger. But that person did not give me the attention this one does. So this one can't keep his hands off me like literally every day. And I never really had that in a relationship. There was not that kind of affection or any PDA, but I think it's about who you find. And then it becomes a lover situation. And so I find myself like not even really thinking about it. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like he wants to go do something. And I'm finally rolling my eyes because I'm a very sexually active woman. But I'm like, I actually found that.
So do you watch
So it
porn?
doesn't bother me. Go ahead.
Do you watch porn?
Yes.
And does your husband?
Yes.
Okay.
I
How
try
do
to
you
get him to be more
how do
relaxed,
you
and he is
how
younger.
do you
My
feel
husband is younger now. Go
how
ahead.
do you feel that your husband gets aroused when looking at somebody that isn't you?
Because I get aroused at the same woman he's getting aroused at. Now,
Well,
I'm not.
hold on. I asked, how do
Go
you
ahead.
feel that your husband gets aroused looking at a woman that isn't you?
I like it. Okay,
What do
I
you
look at it
what,
this way. Maybe I'm a little different, but I fantasize with him being with that person a little bit in my mind. I like to play a little role play a little bit in my head, you know? So I talk
Mhm.
about it, but that's only because he made me feel comfortable because he attacks me every day. So I don't worry that he doesn't find me attractive. So when I see another girl come up on the screen, it's very hard for any girl to kind of intimidate me anyway. But I don't naturally say, like, oh my gosh, you know, she has this or has that. Now, when I was 21, 22, oh, that would be a no. It's different.
Mhm. Okay.
But my husband is younger than me, so I'm going through something different in my life too.
What do you mean by that?
So, um, I don't know. I don't even really know if age really matters. I really do think it's about chemistry. When you find that person,
Hold
go
on.
ahead.
You mentioned twice your husband's younger, and then you said there's something different going on with you because you're older, and I asked to tell more about that, and then you said age doesn't matter. Now I'm confused.
Okay, well, they say when women are older that our drive becomes stronger, you know, like when we're over 40. And so I met somebody and he's in his 20s. So I feel like maybe we met each other and we both have that same kind of drive. But I really do think it comes down to chemistry because it's not like he's the
How
only
old are
younger
you?
guy out there. Let's just say late 40s. I like to
Okay.
always say.
So what? 53?
Nope.
Okay. 56?
Oh my, no.
Well,
You're going way too
late
high.
40s is code
No,
for
that,
I'm in my 50s, isn't it?
I don't want to say.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So you're
Because I
roughly
feel like
20
the
years
real
older than your
judge is
husband?
so hard.
Well,
Yes,
I'm not going to judge you.
I am 20 years older than my husband.
All right.
And that is a
Now,
rarity.
hold on.
Not a
Hold
lot
on.
of
Hold on.
women
Hold on.
have that
Hold on.
in their
Hold on.
lives.
Hold on. You're in your 40s. He's in his 20s. You said you've been together for 10 years and married for 5. The math ain't mathin'.
I did meet him right when he was 18.
Okay, so you were in your late
I know
30s.
that's hard to believe, but I did.
No, I for sure believe it. I just have lots of questions about that.
I know.
Like, how long after he turned 18?
That we
5
met
minutes?
at.
Yeah.
We waited 4 months, but that's because we lived very far away. So there was a lot of communication.
Before he was 18?
No.
Well, you said
This
you waited
is
4 months. How did you guys meet?
to seeing him, to actually meet him in person.
How did you guys meet?
Okay, so I am a diehard gamer. So like I love to I do a lot of PC games, a lot of, role playing and all that. And that's how we met. I mean, at first we didn't like, I tried to push him away and try to have him talk to other people because I was like, oh my God, like he's on like, okay, what is he doing? First of all, it blew my mind that a younger guy was into me. That was something new for me when you get older as a woman, that younger men like older women. And then you wonder why, and then that was like a little bit of it, but I think because he's kind of older in nature and he really wanted to get, married. And then we waited 4 years and then he still wanted to. I was like, okay.
What was attractive to you about him?
He was just very direct. Like, I'm a very direct individual, so I liked his approach was very aggressive and direct, and that's kind of what I need. I didn't. He's very funny, and I'm an astrologist too, I should say. So sometimes I feel signs, when two signs meet, it's almost like it's really hard to beat that. And I know maybe some don't believe in signs, but it really is the only magic I found in this universe. It is really the only magic in this universe. It's a lot. I've learned a lot. I am an Aries, so I know I'm a sexual creature already. And he happens to be a Taurus man, and I know that Taurus men are like old in nature, and so I'm very much a kid at heart as well. But I mean, we did wait 4 years.
Okay.
But I don't think that has a part in how I look at things, because if I was his age right now, we probably would not get along. I was very much into no porn, nothing like that. I thought of it as cheating. I was very religious. I'm not religious like that anymore. I'm more spiritual.
Did he
So I
did
think that,
he
go ahead.
did he watch porn before he met you?
Well, okay, well, he did what every man did. He lied that he didn't watch porn, but I kind of thought like, oh, it's just his age. He's probably really lying about it right now, because I do feel men lie about it often, even when they're older in their 40s. But I'm definitely going to believe that a younger man's going to lie about it even more. So he would tell me he didn't watch it.
Well, 20 years from now, he can tell you if he watches it in his 40s.
No, he did tell me. He did tell me that now he has the courage to say it, but he did. But it is such a big thing, and I'm like, you don't have to worry with me. I don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of couples would be happier if, well, I know some men just don't give attention to their partner, so I understand if they're not giving you attention. I know it's very hurtful and it's painful. I get it, believe me. But it just means something's a little off.
Yep.
See, like off. I know, you know me. So what about you? Are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
Yeah, I'm married. And do you guys watch it?
No. No.
Oh, come on. You don't look at it.
No. I haven't watched porn for at least 7 years.
Can you tell me your sign?
I don't know what that means.
What's your birthday? Just the month and day.
I'm not sure my birthday on TikTok.
Oh, well, I mean, the month and the date isn't going to hurt you, but
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, well, and I can actually get banned for
exchanging personal
information. Yeah. I don't. Well, I don't do the sign thing. I've been kicked out of bars before. I've been kicked out of bars before for not knowing my sign. Okay, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And so do you and your wife look at it as something bad?
I look at porn in the context of my relationship as something that would be unresourceful in the spirit of bringing us closer with regard to intimacy.
Have you guys been together for a long time?
Yes, 13 years.
And it doesn't get hard. Sometimes I'm just saying here, like, maybe it's human nature. Like, are we
What
really
doesn't get
fighting
hard?
something?
What doesn't get hard? Our relationship? Yeah, it absolutely does. Because
Trying
we're
to find
married.
enjoyment in the same body you look at after day for 13 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
It's
you're saying you
wonderful.
don't look at it. I respect that.
Yeah. Here's the thing is I believe, I'm not asking you to believe this,
Yeah.
is that my standard of beauty is my wife. Period.
Well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying that.
My wife at 23 when I married her, my wife now at however old she is, 30, 29, 30. No, I'm sorry that I don't want to give a 37. And when she's 45 and 55, sorry, I didn't want to give an illusion like there was a very large age gap between me and my wife. No offense.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, because if men can do it, so can us women, right? No kidding.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean, it's harder for us women to find that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, you can find her beautiful, but does that mean you don't find any other woman beautiful?
I can acknowledge that somebody else is beautiful. Sure.
Yeah.
That's it. Period. It's true.
And your wife never desires to look at it?
Yeah, porn? No. My wife has never watched porn. And she would probably throw up
Not
if she saw
once.
porn. Not one time. Not one time.
That's just hard because I feel like I stumbled across it when I was 12 years old. I mean, our parents' stuff. Did we all stumble across our parents' stash?
I didn't.
That's how
Pretty
I
sure my
first
dad
did.
didn't watch porn. I don't know that for a fact, and he's passed, so I can't ask
I mean,
him,
if we
but-
think about it, it's been around for a long time. We have naked statues.
No,
I
but
mean,
that's art.
we're
That's
talking
art.
hundreds
That's
of
not
years.
porn. That's art.
Thousands.
Generally speaking.
Well, back then,
Marvel
they didn't
Universe.
have film.
Yes, Marvel Universe for the first 5 years of my marriage, 6 years. Yeah, I deviated from my vows and I was cheating on her and watching porn. All right.
And you don't have to cheat, but okay.
Thanks for chatting.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Okay.
All right. Kaylin, you need to go to bed. Zoe, what's
Hi.
going on? Hi there.
Hi. I just wanted to tell you a bit about my situation. I've been following you since last year, when I found out that my husband had been lying about his porn addiction from me from our 2 years of being married and 4 years of being together. And so we had started couples therapy. He started individual therapy, and he committed to getting better with his words. But just last week, he just told me that the last year that he's claimed to be getting better, he was lying about it. And so now he says that he's ready to change, and now he's actually going to try to stop lying to me and work on his addiction. And I just don't know how I'm supposed to believe that, or how I'm supposed to work with that. Yeah, I guess.
What's he going to do different this time?
Sorry?
What's he going to do different this time?
I don't know. We're separated right now, just for this month, and I think I need some space to process it as well. And I don't know what he'll do different, but he says that he's serious about changing this time, and I don't know what he could possibly do.
Okay. Well, so he did therapy with you? Was
Yeah.
it couples therapy or was it on his own?
Both.
And he was lying the whole time.
Yeah, even to his individual therapist.
Wow, that's commitment right there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Do you guys have kids?
No, we don't have kids.
Okay. Well, from a practical standpoint, some people choose to take polygraphs. So, you've been lied to for a long time. If you're willing to stick it out, or maybe that's a condition of you guys sticking it out, you can make it a boundary, whatever you want. It's like, hey, I want you to take a weekly polygraph.
Where do you get a polygraph from?
The polygraph store.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
I
kidding.
didn't know that
I
was a
actually,
thing.
it's not a thing. I just made that up. I actually
Right.
don't know where to get a polygraph. Put in big city name.
Yeah.
Let's just say Chicago. Polygraph test for infidelity or betrayal. There you go.
Yeah, it's
Book your lie detector test. So look, that's just one possibility, right? I think the bigger question is, what are you wanting?
for me, I just think I need honesty for this relationship to work. And the issue is that, he's been a really great partner to me. I mean, besides the huge problem of the lies,
Besides the huge betrayal and the
the
constant
huge
lying to cover
betrayal
it
and
up.
like
Yeah, other
that.
than that,
Yeah.
he's great. Yep.
I guess that's kind of the issue that I'm struggling with is it doesn't feel as black and white as it maybe would have if he was abusive or if he was distant or he didn't like make me feel loved and taken care of. But the honesty, you're right, the honesty is broken, and I am aware that like he's very flawed, and it's just really hard to, right? Like it's hard to get past the love and the emotional connection that I feel with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How long have you guys been together?
It's been 5 years now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, that's hard. Like, how did you find out he was lying? Like, what got to the point where that came to the light?
He just told me last week.
Okay.
He told me it had gotten too hard for him to keep it in. But it's like he told me a year after. You know what I mean? And I'm almost worried that it's like too little, too late. But I hear some stories online of people changing, and people can change. And I know that I want him to change, but he seems serious this time. I don't know. I can't really trust my own perspective anymore either, because I'm always, I was questioning his lies because I didn't know if there was a way to prove anything other than his words. And we had an accountability app on his phone, so then he just moved to his laptop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, good for him for telling you, assuming he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Have there been any physical affairs or infidelities?
That's the thing, I don't know. And at this
Did you
point,
ask him?
maybe I did, and he told me no. He's always said no about that. But he doesn't have the greatest track record of being honest, so.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's always hope. And if you're dealing with consistent lying, I mean, that's very difficult for if one person's
Yeah.
willing to come to the table and the other person's lying. And so, again, that's where the suggestion of a polygraph can be useful if you guys choose to engage a path of healing from here.
But
So
isn't polygraph not always accurate either? Like I heard there's ways to game that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in theory, yes. But I don't know. In my experience with people who are dealing with this, and a polygraph is actually, I'm not qualified to answer that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think they're pretty reliable, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I guess my question kind of is like, going forward, how can, if I choose to give him another chance, like, how can I know that he's changing beyond his words and him attending therapy?
Well, I'd say the most important thing would be his actions.
Yeah, the issue there is his actions. Like he's so good at compartmentalizing almost that he can be a very supportive and loving husband, but also, I guess, hide this nefarious side to him.
Yeah. Well, when did you first start to suspect that something was going on?
Well, he told me it was in our second year of marriage, and he told me that we couldn't have sex because he had jerked off too much that day. And I told him, like, at that point I had known that he was watching porn, but I didn't know how much it was, and I wasn't okay with it internally. But I tried to be like a cool girl and like let him like watch his porn, but like I know that I don't like it. And that's when I told him, like, this is affecting our sex life, and so I'm not okay with it when it affects our sex life. And that's when he promised me that he would stop watching. I didn't even ask him to stop. And after that, a few months after that, I asked him, "Are you still watching it?" And he said, "Yeah, like I slipped up a few times, but I stopped watching it." And I was like, "Okay, that's a little suspicious. Like, why didn't you tell me about that?" And then I was going through his emails, and I found out that he had been buying sex toys online a few months after that, after he told me that he slipped up a few times, but he stopped. And then, yeah, I was through snooping through his emails that I found out. And
You swiped away. I went ahead and blocked that person. That was annoying, spamming the smiley faces.
oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so you you
Sorry.
found out
Yeah. But
after about 2 years, and it's been about
yeah,
5 years.
2 years of marriage. It's been, yeah, after 2 years of marriage, that was 4 years of us being together and 2 years of marriage. And then last week, I found out again that he had been lying about getting better even.
How do you feel with all this? Like, what is your body telling you?
I just can't be hurt like this again. The pain is so deep. It's worse than anything I've ever felt. And I don't want to put myself through that again. And I know he's an addict, and maybe it's not like he's doing it to hurt me purposefully, but I mean, his actions are still hurting me. And so, yeah, I don't really know what to do right now. I mean, that's why I'm taking this separation and this month of living away from him as a trial period to maybe get some clarity on what I want and what he wants. But I don't know. I'm asking him. I told him I need a plan going forward. Like, I need checks and ways of accountability, and what will you do to prove that you can change to me. And I don't know. I don't know what he could possibly come up with in a month.
Yeah. Well, when he was in therapy, did he do anything like disclosures, telling you everything he did?
No,
No.
no,
Did he
no.
dive
It's
into any of his childhood trauma or anything?
nothing. No, like it was very like to the point. Like, I feel like he treated it as almost as like life coaching. Like, if you feel the urge, go exercise or go do some push-ups or like go meditate or something. Like, and it was never like the emotional aspect of what porn gives to him. And now recently, like, and before I left, he started talking to me about the emotional side and how he realizes now that he didn't address the full picture, and he didn't address how it made him feel and what it gave him and what the root cause of his lying is. And he's saying all the right things now, right? And it's like I'm seeing him and I'm like, right, you're saying the right things, but how am I supposed to know that you actually mean it?
Yeah. Well, that's shocking that he didn't get into any of that in therapy.
I think what
And
you get what you put in as well, and I think he wasn't putting
was he
in.
paying for it?
Yeah,
Like
or
with his own money, not insurance or
yeah,
anything?
he was paying for it with his own money
Okay.
and
Well,
couples therapy.
yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I don't know what the answer is for you or him. But, I would recommend the book The Betrayal Bind for you
Right.
to learn more about betrayal, and it'll help you reconcile a lot of the questions that you have going on in your head. And
Yeah.
if he actually wants to do work, great. But you got to see some things, like make a list of
Yeah.
boundaries and requests that you have of him.
What are some examples of those that I could ask? That I'm kind of struggling to come up with this myself.
Yeah, well, I don't know the context of your relationship, right? But
Right.
yeah, so I can't answer that. But I actually just posted a video on boundaries
Right.
I gave an example of a boundary that I've made in my life. Go watch that. It'll
Okay.
maybe have you reconsider boundaries that you think you've created.
Hmm.
Um, but I think just literally writing down, what are you wanting? What are you wanting from him? Like, under what terms would you get back together with him?
Yeah.
And just write that out. Journal it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's so simple. It's like a continued commitment to change,
Yes, it absolutely is.
and that's all it is.
Yeah. Well, if he wants to schedule a call with me, I'd be happy to talk to him. If
Yeah.
you want to schedule a call, I'd be happy to talk to you. I have betrayal groups for women as well as porn addiction groups for men. I also do one-on-one coaching. I don't know what's next for you, but focusing on you and what you wanting is going to be very resourceful for you.
Right. Yeah.
What is your profile picture?
It's Patrick. Patrick the Star. It's SpongeBob.
Oh, it looks very pornographic.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's not what I wanted it to look like.
Well, I can't really tell what it is, but all right. Well,
Yeah,
thanks
it's
for
just
sharing.
a meme. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Thank you for your advice.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, well, until somebody said it, I'm like, what is that? Zeke, what's going on?
What's going on?
Not much. What's up?
I'm just curious. Personally, I personally don't think porn is a big deal. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Do you think you might be wrong?
Of course, I'm always open to being wrong. I'm not. I don't act like I'm right all the time. But porn is like, to me, how I look at it is porn can be an addiction, but anything can be an addiction. It's about how you handle it. If you let porn dictate your life, your financial status, how you view people, then it's a big deal. But overall, it's not a big deal, and it's not cheating unless you make it a big deal.
Okay. So, what about in if you're in a relationship? Like, are you in a relationship?
Currently, no, I'm not in a relationship. I start college soon, so I'm mainly just focusing on that and just on myself.
Okay. So, if you were in a relationship, what do you think would be like the boundaries of the relationship? What are some of the things that govern a relationship?
Communication, mutual understanding, and mutual attraction to each other. That would probably be, to me, a hallmark to a good relationship. For boundaries, I mean, boundaries is subjective. It could be anything. You just got to understand what your partner likes and don't like and try to work around it.
Okay. So, mutual attraction to one another.
Correct.
Can you say more about that?
Mutual attractors to one another. Well, for other people, it's looks. For me, it's basically if I like their personality, they like my personality, they like how I look, they like what I'm into, they like to get to know me, I like to get to know them. It's just mutual. It's not like iffy, it's just completely mutual. That's one of the hallmarks to a healthy relationship, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Everybody's relationship is different, but that's how I see it.
Okay. Well, what? Okay. So, mutual attraction to one another. What about to other people? That seemed pretty exclusive. What you said.
Mutual attraction to one another.
So, would there be
Are
room
you
to be
talking about
attracted to
attraction to
other
other
people?
people?
Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, there's most like I don't know. I don't subject attraction based on looks only. It could be interest. It could be personality. It could be morals. I don't know. It's just, I guess the base understanding of attraction is physically, if that's how you're looking at it. But I look at it as it's just all the things besides just being attracted to our looks or being attracted to how to look sexually to you or those type of things.
So if that's part of what governs a relationship, a mutual attraction to one another, would it be acceptable under that paradigm to also be attracted to people outside of the two people in the relationship?
Of course, but are you attracted to them like romantically, sexually, that you
Which
want to actually do
well,
something to
either
them?
one, romantically, sexually.
Yeah, romantically, if you're attracted to them romantically, then if you feel like you like this person, but you might also like this person, then you should let your partner know so it's not like a weird thing going on in your head where you might want to dabble in a, what's the word for it? Like a secretive relationship with that person, then that's just weird.
Okay.
But if it's physical, like people are attracted to other people physically, but it doesn't mean you want something like you to do with them. You could look at somebody and be like, oh, they look good, but it's not like I want anything to do with them. I don't know them. I just think they look good. That's about it.
All right. So in the confines of a relationship, what if you looked at someone and said they look good, and then you started masturbating while looking at them? Would that be acceptable or not?
No, that would be weird.
Okay. Why would that be weird?
Um, Now, am I in a relationship or am I by myself? Because either way, to me, I think that's
And
just weird.
okay, so watching porn and masturbating is weird to you.
No, seeing somebody and
Well, hold
masturbating
on.
to them.
What we just agreed on was if you're watching somebody else and masturbating, you said it would be weird.
Are you talking about it in context of porn or in real life, like in person?
I didn't specify a context. I said looking at somebody else and masturbating to
Looking
them.
at somebody else. Well, going based on that would be weird, but if we're going to add context, then it can be split. But going based on that, yes, it is, to me, in my opinion, weird because as a kid, I used to do that. And even when I grew older, like when I started growing up, I was like, this is pretty weird. I'm looking at somebody and I'm masturbating to them. And then people are talking about use your imagination. I'm like, that's weird. I don't want to masturbate and think about somebody else. That's just, I feel like that would be wrong to them. I know some other people like that. They like the thought of people masturbating to them. To me, it's just, it's gross. I don't like it. I don't do it. I stopped doing it since elementary because it's just weird. I don't like the thought of it. It's just gross to me.
Okay. So do you think watching porn while in a relationship is cheating?
No, I don't think that's cheating.
Do you think it's weird?
Uh, if you're paying for it, it's weird. It's
Well,
free.
hold on. But 5 seconds ago you said it's weird if you watch somebody else and masturbate. Now it's
Yeah,
only if you're
talking about a
paying.
real person. I'm talking about a real person context.
Well, am I a real person?
You're a real person,
Okay.
but I haven't
So
met you in person. And I've actually spoken to you, nor that I've just seen you not speaking to you or anything like that. I've actually spoken to you.
I got it, right? But porn it's real people.
Real people that you haven't met in person or spoken to ever. If you like, I'll put it
So,
this
all
way.
right, hold on. I just want to get clear. So if you met the person in real life and then you go watch them on a screen and masturbate to them, it's not weird?
No, that's still weird.
It's still weird.
I'll put it this way. If I've masturbated to somebody that they did porn, then I met them in person, I'm not masturbating to them. That's weird. I've met them. It don't feel right. It's like you gotta have respect for people. That's, to me, it's just weird. I could never do that.
Okay. But it's not cheating.
Not at all. Unless you're in a relationship, you met that person and you're masturbating, then that's looking iffy because you know them now. It's not just online. You've actually met them while you're in a relationship with somebody else, thinking about somebody you've actually met. That's weird. That's on the spectrum of cheating.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Later, man.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, guys, give me a follow if you don't follow me already. I actually have a request of people. This is particularly for people who like are regulars or follow me more, but really anybody. Will you follow me across platforms, specifically YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch? All right, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. Look me up maybe after this, PXRN Coach, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. Many people say they don't get notified on TikTok when I go live. And I want to get my viewership a little bit higher on those other platforms. So if you do that, I'd be very appreciative. Thank you. YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. All right. Thank you, Aaron. I don't know how you turn. I know I have people who have their alerts turned on and they still don't get notified. I don't have a schedule. I need one though, don't I? Brianna Wilson, not going to work, huh? Yeah, I'm on Facebook as well. Follow me there too. Nicole, how's it going?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Did I talk to you before?
You did, yes.
Yeah, I had to look up what a UGC creator was.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, we talked last week and I was kind of going over how my ex well, I found out he cheated 3 times, but he was, sexting other girls for the past probably year and a half in our relationship. But I was just wanting to say thanks for our last conversation. I think, it made me help decide that this is really his path and journey that he needs to heal from. And, there's not much I can do to help. So yeah, it was really great to go on this chat and find this. And yeah, I mean, I'm feeling better now. I haven't talked to him. Well, I've texted him, but I haven't gotten back together with him for almost a month now. And I'm actually pretty excited about being single and I feel like I've learned a lot from it. So I just wanted to say thank you. And I hope everyone else here, gets better.
Thanks for sharing.
I'll keep watching these chats. They're really therapeutic.
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Good night. Bye.
I love when people do that. Thank you. Not so myth. Not so myth. Going once. Nope. Jacqueline, how's it going? Hello. Hello. No? I am Al Manny. We're at 28,000 likes. Let's get that to 2,000. I bet we can do it in the next minute. Okay, that's it. This person. All right. Hey, there's nobody else in the queue. This is amazing. Have we reached the end of the internet? Like and share, people. Did it break? I'm going to turn it off real quick. It'll turn it back on. If I can figure it out. Can you talk more about ways to measure progress from the partner's perspective? From the betrayed partner? Well, you have to have a foundation of honesty. there's got to be honesty. There's got to be trust. Relationships are built on trust. So being able to have like a check-in, you can do a check-in, a weekly check-in, a daily check-in, whatever you feel is appropriate for your relationship. What are the questions that you have? If you're finding that you're not trusting a certain thing, valid. And, what would it look like for you to trust that? There's books you guys can do together. I recommend, if you go to the resources link in my bio, a book called Facing Heartbreak. That's for women, generally speaking, women who are experiencing betrayal trauma. And then one called Help Her Heal, which is for men. And these books work much better when you actually use them. So that's just a couple things. Feelings versus emotions, Angela. Was that helpful, the one that I shared? Oh, excuse me. There's a guest. If you go to feelingswheel.com, that's a great feelings wheel. You can use that to check in with your partner. Oh, this guy, Joshua. What's up, man?
What's up? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Welcome back.
I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
Good.
I was just going to say, just putting things into practice has been beneficial to the marriage for sure. I want to say that.
Good. What have you been practicing?
I mean, what I've not been doing. I mean, it's makes things more meaningful, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all I was going to say. But, yeah.
Well, what do you mean putting things into practice? Like what specifically have you been putting into practice?
Cutting things out completely and then checking myself when I have a thought or when I see something that comes across my feed that is not going to be helpful because it takes my mind to a different place. It's been so much more meaningful. Our time together has been much more meaningful.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think was the catalyst for that change?
I think that when you brought up the idea, is it cheating? And I never thought it was until I sat here for a bit. And then I fought you for a bit. And then thought about it for a bit. Couldn't sleep that night very well. But ever since then, I haven't. And it's only been, I mean, our conversation was like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been helpful even just in that amount of time.
Yeah. Good, man. Has it been hard for you I'm assuming you haven't watched porn in that period of time. Has that been hard?
Yeah. It hasn't been hard. I don't know if maybe it wasn't as much of a, it has been, it's not been like, well, I mean, it's just an easy thing to go to, but same thing. It's like snacking kind of thing. It's like junk food sort of a thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, anyway.
And did you have like an open, honest conversation with your wife about like, oh my gosh, I kind of realized this was a problem?
Yes.
And how'd that go?
Yes. And that's hard too, because it doesn't matter how much you try to explain or talk about it. It's like the more you talk, she's not, you can't expect, I can't expect her to come to where I'm at, you know, and try to understand me, you know, but.
Is she on the same page as you? Like what's her point of view on pornography?
Yeah, she well, in our conversations early on, so this happened early on in marriage. She found something on my phone, and I didn't think it was a big deal at the time, and I didn't even for years later. But like, I think I tried to justify myself in the beginning, and then because of that, and because we were early in our marriage, she felt like she wasn't enough for me. And she's more than enough, and she's amazing. But that was communicated to her. And I mean, I still have some things that I need to sort out. It's not like I'm going to this for a reason. So I still have to sort some things out. I mean, same thing with junk food. I just mentioned junk food. That's also a vice of mine as well. So, you know, I used to smoke cannabis as well. I quit that not too long ago, probably about 2 months now. And yeah, I'm trying to cut these vices out. I know I have to deal with some deeper stuff for sure, and I probably should talk to somebody. But yeah.
Sounds like you're on the right track, man. Good job.
I feel a lot better since this. I mean, this is just one thing but it is more fulfilling because it makes it more meaningful. It does make it more meaningful.
Yeah.
Because I can say that it didn't mean anything, but that's just because I have maybe an unhealthy view of it. Period. So intimacy, that is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a man without a purpose or vision in life distracts himself with pleasure. So it's like, you know, smoking, junk food, porn. It's like as you strip those things away, you actually get to experience life. And as you find that meaning and purpose, it's much more raw and vulnerable.
That's the truth. Yeah. Yeah, that was hard though. I mean, like the quitting smoking thing. Like I mean, I was losing my sanity pretty much. I mean, because I was very, very used to that. But then I started to remember my stuff like from my childhood, and like stuff was starting to come back to my memory that was blocked out for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And I think I got more clarity from that, but damn, I got a lot more pain as well.
Well, look, man, and that's good pain. It's good pain. It hurts. It hurts real bad. It hurts more before it hurts less. Because you're actually going to feel the pain that needs to be attended to. And as you heal through that, you know, it'll eventually look like a beautiful scar. That doesn't hurt in the same way anymore. Maybe there's a little, you know, scars can have a little tingliness to it, but it's like, oh yeah, it's just a reminder. What's coming up for you right now?
Yeah, I'm just I think that is that like, you know, the feeling that things are starting to go in the right direction. Then I immediately start to think about my own like how long it took to get here or whatever, like something that has to do with shame.
Yeah. Well, it's almost always there's shame wrapped up in it.
Anyway, I think I'm on the right track, and I just wanted to thank you. And just I don't want to take up too much of your life or anything, but I appreciate your help.
Yeah, you absolutely are on the right track, man. And I would fully support, like, start talking to someone about it. You know, if you want to schedule a call with me, I'd be happy to chat. But you're like, what I see in you is like you're the sprouting flower right now that's poking its head through the soil and is onto something really good that's going to be really beautiful. So keep it up.
Thank you. 100%. I agree.
Yeah. All right. See you, man.
All right. I'll let you go. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye. What's up, man?
What's up, my guy?
Do I know you?
Yeah, man. I mean, we connected on here once
Have
before.
you been on here before? Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah,
What's
we
going on?
had a discussion. I'm out here in Phoenix. I'm out here with you out here in Chandler.
Oh, yeah, cool. All right. Sweet. What's up?
Nah, man, just talking through the situation. I mean, we've talked before. I was married in the past. I've struggled with different addictions to porn to my own degree. I don't know. I feel like I changed my perspective a lot of different ways, a lot of different times. I listen to a lot of the stories that come on here. Am I someone who has been like, do I think porn is cheating? I haven't thought so in the past, but I also am kind of like rooted into always trying to understand myself and understand like where the where it comes from. So a lot of what I grew up with was my dad had Playboys around, my family had pornography around. Like I go to the bathroom, my dad had Playboys in the bathroom on top of my mom's Reader's Digest back in the day. So like I grew up with it always being available. It was pretty open. Like I come down I go out in the living room and see the TV, and my mom and dad are watching real sex. Like I've been exposed to pornography forever. And then like my uncle, I go over to my uncle's house. He's in the garage. He's got Playboy centerfolds that are all over the garage. Like he's a mechanic. Like I grew up just around like porn just being available all the time. So like I think that the attraction for me was just, it was a given, and like it was just so open to where it wasn't such a thing. And then also my dad, like he frequented strip clubs when I was growing up, and it was okay with my mom, and he's a great dad, and like he never cheated on my mom, and she knew that he went out to these places. And
Hold on. What did he do when he was at the strip club?
I mean, he went out there with his friends after work. They go to strip club, and like he shot in pool leagues, and he'd come home at 3-4 a.m. You know what I mean? Like they owned a bar, so like it was just kind of accepted in my family. And now I'm in a relationship now where my girlfriend now is like, she feels disrespected if I was to go to a strip club or something like that, and like I respect her, so I don't go. But also, it's just, my parents have been together for like 38 years, and pornography was always available, and he was going to strip clubs. So I just saw it as normal. So like, I've conducted my own self kind of in a similar manner where like, I'm just going for entertainment, or I'm watching it. If I do, whatever, I'm not going to cheat on you. Like, I would never entertain like another woman, but it also is that kind of where I understand where it come from.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. I mean, we tend to replay or mimic what we were taught growing up, whether that was directly taught or taught by example. So currently now, you said you're married?
No, I'm not married. I'm divorced now, and I've been with my girlfriend for 2.5 years.
Okay. Do you have kids?
No kids.
Okay. How long was your first marriage?
7.5 years, and we were together for 10.
Okay. Well, do you think that what your parents modeled for you was a healthy representation of marriage and sex and relationships?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, they've been married. They're married to this day. They've been married for 38 years, and my grandparents they were married for 50. Like, I mean, I grew up in a household, only my immediate though. My extended family, they've all been divorced. But my immediate family though, they've all been together for 38, 50 years. And like, that's what I've seen. And like, porn has been available. We've seen porn. We've had porn. Like, I have an older sister. I know that her and her husband, they've watched porn. Like, I know that. So like, I know it hasn't impacted their marriage. So I never really thought too much about it. But in this relationship that I've been in for 2.5 years, it's a different perspective on like how she grew up and what she saw, where she feels a certain type of way if I go to the strip club or something like that. And I'm like, I respect that. And it's made me think differently. And I've tried to like tone down the amount of porn that I watch or whatever, but I still watch porn, a couple times a week, but I try to like limit it, and I try to do different things. But the thing that I try to do now is just like, whenever I have the urges, like I work a lot of hours at my job. So like whenever we don't see each other, it's like we have a great sexual relationship, like pretty often. But like I have so much of an appetite where like if it's a day or two, then like she's gone, I'm at work, we're off schedules, and I'm like, I catch myself looking at it, but I'm not trying to, entertain it as much, and I just try to like get out and go and do something when I feel the urge to. That's the toughest thing, man. It's like just trying to like feel that time.
Yeah. So, with what you saw from your parents, um, and what you're hearing from your girlfriend, what beliefs do you have about how to treat a woman within a relationship?
Oh man, I mean, I treat her with the utmost respect. I would never disrespect her ever. My dad's
Does
a
she
great.
does she think it's disrespectful that you watch porn?
She doesn't think it's disrespectful. She's come from more of an understanding standpoint of like, why do I
Is she
watch
is she
it?
there right now?
No, no, not right now. She's asleep.
Can you can you wake her up?
Um, Probably not the greatest idea.
Okay, I got you.
She
Don't
needs
poke
to
the bear.
sleep. Yeah, she needs to sleep.
Okay.
But
Well,
but I mean, I've been open. I've been more open with her to anything than I have in any relationship, and we have real conversations on like from even the aspects of social media on like liking a model's picture or like things that a lot of couples don't talk about that I didn't talk about in my 7.5 year marriage, where like if you feel some type of way because I like a picture on Instagram or whether I do watch porn without you or I mean I'm open with it and I don't hide it.
well, what
But
will you ask her this question? Say, how do you feel that I like the feeling I get when I'm masturbating watching a woman who isn't you?
yeah, that's fair.
Just ask her that. Say, hey, I
I
just
mean
want
it
you to
wouldn't be
know
good
that
for sure.
that I okay. Why would it not be good?
I mean because in that context it's not right. It's not great.
How is that context different than the previous context?
I don't think it's different. I think that just the way that you explain it makes it makes it it kind of brings more grounding to what it's really about, which I don't
Ah,
disagree.
yeah.
Which I don't disagree.
All right. Then why do you do it then?
I mean, yeah, I mean there's lust still, but she provides everything that I need and then, our sex is great and we have a great sexual relationship and a great relationship in general. And I really feel like the weeks that I go without watching porn, like, I do have a deeper connection with her and I do understand like it isn't great. And, you know, I do feel that and I do want to change that. It is difficult coming from like an addiction standpoint that I've carried over the years where off shifts and we work off shifts and kind of just what I've done over the years where I do it secretively and I do but my sex and the biggest thing was like when I was working so many hours with my wife was like we weren't having sex 7.5 years in, so then it was like no sex. But then it's also like I felt better that I wasn't cheating on her, that I was like watching porn instead, and I felt like that was better than me going out and actually cheating on her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going out here and doing it, but
Yeah.
I'm doing what I got to do for me, but I'm still respecting us by not cheating on you and actually following through with it. I'm not hitting on any women. I'm not flirting with nobody. Like I, I felt like there was a certain moral value that I held up by watching porn, by not going out because I needed desires to be filled. So like, I don't think that it was cheating. I think that it was like compensating for what I wasn't getting at home.
Mm-hmm. Well, cigarettes are better than meth.
Yeah. But and I mean, like, and I would initiate it and I would try and I tried different things and like, I told her like, and I told my ex-wife, I was like, I don't want to watch porn and I don't want to sit here and masturbate to porn, but like we're not having sex and I need, things fulfilled and it's not happening at home. So, I'm not cheating on you. So it was like she knew that and still didn't act on it.
Why did you and your ex get divorced?
We got divorced just solely on the grounds of not growing. So we got together when we were in our early 20s, and we met. We knew each other from middle school, and then we reconnected. And then we're in our 20s, and we were going out to bars, and we were hanging out, and like it was a good time. We were drinking, we're going to bars, like you know what I mean. It was a good time, but she never wanted to grow up from that. So for me, I wanted to have goals, and I have career goals, and I didn't want to keep going out to bars and drinking all the time, and she wanted to keep doing that, and she couldn't separate herself from that. That's what her family was. That's what her family grew up with, was going to bars and drinking. They're 50 years old and doing Jaeger bombs, and like I wanted to set a different life for us, and she wasn't ready for that. So that was it. And then also the not having sex. I mean, for 6 months at a time where we're not having any sex, like you're a roommate now. So I'm like, I gotta watch porn to fulfill my needs, and I'm not gonna cheat on you, and I'm gonna be, a loyal man. But at the same time, like I just can't keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that seemed like the better option than to cheat on her. It was kind of like this middle ground.
That was it. That was it for
Yeah.
sure. But
Yeah.
then, like, I found myself where, like, if I saw someone or I saw a woman who was like super attractive, like I wouldn't hit on her, and I wouldn't like go like, and like she gained weight throughout our marriage, and like I even tried to adapt with that. I was like, you know what? Let me look up bigger women while I'm watching porn. Like, and like the porn I was watching was like look like.
Hey, yo, you swiped away. You there? There you are. You there? Hello? Bro. He's not muted, though. Maybe he got banned. All right. I'm going to kick him off. He can come back on here if he wants to. It didn't show it was muted on my end. All right. Oh, here he is. His girlfriend just woke up.
Yeah, bro, my bad, man. And I got a time limit on apps for TikTok and Instagram Live to try and kick me off. That's what it was. But no, like my thing was like I was trying to adapt her.
Keep talking. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom, but I can still hear you. Okay.
Yeah, but like I was trying to like continue on like loving her and who she was, and like for her becoming bigger and gaining weight and like still being attracted to her. And like I would look up women who fit her body style and be like, you know what, let me look at bigger women so I'll stay attracted to my wife. And I tried to like look at pornography like it was her. So I felt like I wasn't doing as much outside of our marriage by like looking at women who are totally opposite of her, to where it was like it looked like her. You know what I mean? Like that is what I wanted. I wanted our intimacy. I wanted our relationship. I wanted the sex from her, but I just wasn't getting it. So I had to seek out other options, and pornography was the option, unfortunately, and it drove to an addiction.
Was porn the only option, or was porn the only option that you saw available at the time?
It was the only option I saw available at the time. And plus, like, I mean, I've always had like women in general. I mean, always had girlfriends. I've never had a lapse of like women trying to like talk to me, or like area where a time where I was single where I didn't have women who I could like, you know, have sex with. Like, so when I got married, we already knew like that was the stigma. It was like, oh, once you get married, no more sex. Like, you gotta know that, no more blowjobs and nothing. And like, we talked about that, but then it happened, and it was like, yo, like we talked about this, and here it is. We are living out what the stereotypical thing is of marriage, where there's no more sex, and like with that not available, how do you not expect a man to look at porn?
Well, there's always other possibilities, right? Instead of looking at porn, you could have said, "Hey, you know what? We've got some intimacy issues in our marriage. Can we talk about that?"
I
And if
did.
she got that, and if she wasn't up for it, it's like, can we see a therapist? Can we maybe read some books together? Like, we need some help.
I did. I set up a counseling session. I set up a marriage counselor. I did a marriage counselor with her.
How'd that go?
I mean, it ended up being like the same thing. It was just like, we were both trying to prove a side.
Mm-hmm.
We was both trying to prove a side on like why it wasn't working, and like I'm right and you're wrong type shit. Which is why I ended up which is why I was a part of that.
Mm-hmm. In what ways do you think you contributed to the dysfunction in that relationship?
I mean, the amount of hours I worked with my job. I mean, I worked off schedule. I worked third shift. I worked weekends. We weren't able to do family functions together in different aspects of that, so it made it rough. But that was the
Yeah,
biggest thing.
yeah. What are you wanting to be different in your current relationship?
In my current relationship, I'm trying to stop watching porn as much. Like, I'm not trying to masturbate. I'm not trying to do that. We still do work off shifts, but our sexual relationship is super high. Like, I mean, it's there. I mean, and we make our own videos, and I watch if I am going to do it whenever she's not available, or I'm on working an off shift, then it's going to be something that we made. Like, I'm masturbating to her, so I feel like it's different.
Do you feel like there's more opportunity for intimacy and connection in your relationship?
Um, I mean, we're pretty connected. I mean, we are intimate, and I make sure of that, and I make sure like you know I make love to her, and I'm not just having sex to her. So
Okay.
I
Why do you
just
why do you want to stop watching porn?
I want to stop watching porn because of the reason of the disconnect of intimacy, because that's what it does, right? Like, I understand that. I have insight to that. Like, that's what it does. Like, if you are lusting for other women, and it makes me vulnerable to look at other women who are not her and her, like, I know that. So that's why I would rather make videos with her, and there's if it's not available, then it's to us. And that's how I maintain, and that's how I kind of keep. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't even want the digital sensation of us, just regular, just our intimacy in general. And she's asked me like, "Hey, what do you watch? Who's the porn stars who you look at?" And I tell her, and I'm open. But like, that's an area of navigation that I never even did with my ex. Like, told her about what porn I was watching, or like different things. So I feel like I'm more open now, and like I'm more open to being my true self with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for sharing. And if you want to quit, you can do it. You gotta find some tools and resources to help you do that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a great relationship.
Yeah. Good. Thanks for sharing. See you, bro.
All right, bro.
Later. All right. There's no one else in the queue. So either you like and share, and more people come on here, or not, or I'm going to bed. Will you guys follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch, please? I'll put the links in my link tree. Zeke, oh my gosh. Wow, your username makes that comment even funnier. That's a great way to get banned, by the way.
Using the only audio.
All
Okay,
right,
that's
Zeke, what's
fine.
up, man?
What's up? I can join. Now I'm gonna be honest. I've been looking through the chat and I've been interacting. I don't know why a lot of people in the comments project. It's very weird. I don't know why to do that, but yeah, I'm down to talk about the topic. You know, you're the host. All ears.
Well, you were already on here and you asked to come back. So why are you back here?
You didn't have any cue, and I had nothing better to do.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
How old are you?
Yeah. I'm 19. Yeah.
Okay, and you said you're going to college soon. What are you going to be studying?
Cybersecurity.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and next week, in about 4 days now, on the 26th, Monday.
You going to a state school or?
M State College.
Okay.
2 years, or maybe even more.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure yet.
Okay. Was that him? Somebody said, why were you watching it in elementary school, Zeke?
Oh, for like a quick backstory, I'm not from the U.S. So
Where are you from?
I'm from West Nigeria in Africa. So to me, as far as I know, we don't even know what porn is. Like,
oh, really?
we don't really even have access to internet, electricity, all that stuff. So we don't really even know what porn is. The only type of media I had access to as a kid was like kid shows, like barely even. All I watched was just kid shows. So when I went to the U.S., I didn't know what porn was. I think it was in like 4th grade. My friends talked about it. I was like, what is that? They told me about it. It showed me it. So I was like, oh, porn? I don't know what that is. So I got home and I just started watching it. So that's just how I got on it.
Interesting. And then you said you didn't watch it for very long, right?
No, because it was like, as a kid, you have curiosity, so you watch it. And then I didn't understand it. So I kept watching it to understand it, because I also didn't know what masturbating was. I didn't know what getting hard was. I didn't know what any of this was. This was all new to me. So I was like, what is this? Why do people watch it? Why do they like it? Why are they constantly talking about it? So I just kept watching it because I was trying to understand it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Hold on a second. How old were you when you came here again?
I was 8. So when I found out about porn, I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah, so you'd have been in like 3rd grade or so. My son.
Yeah, but 3rd, 4th grade. Yeah, I was. I didn't know what that was, so I don't even know why they had access to it in the first place. It was weird. I don't know. I'm not American. We didn't know what that stuff was. I'm not trying to diss Americans, but it's like, to me,
why not? Why not? There's plenty to diss about Americans.
I know there's plenty to diss, but I don't want to make it like it's an American thing, because now Americans are like that. Just a lot of them. Just a lot of them. So yeah, that's why I got into porn. I was even talking about it because, I don't know, maybe to people I came off as a porn addict. I'm not addicted to porn. I rarely watch porn. I don't like porn. It's boring to me. I always say porn is just boring. I'd rather read. I'd rather do anything else. That's what I do. But sometimes it's like, when you read for like 5-6 hours a day or more, listen to music for 5-6 hours a day or more, watch TV for like 4+ hours, it just gets boring and repetitive. So once in a while, I want to break the cycle, watch it for like 10, 15 minutes or less and just not watch it for like almost a week. That's just how I roll with it. Other than that, I don't like porn. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's not something that it's not something that's interesting to me because I watch it so much that in real life I was sexualizing people and I was like, this is so weird. It's just one of those things where you watch so much where when you see somebody, you just sexualize them. You don't even want to. It just happens. It was that bad. I was like, this is just weird. I gotta stop doing it. So I just stopped. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what porn does. It makes you treat other people like objects for sexual pleasure. And then you go, when you're out in the world, that's all you can do is look at people as sex objects.
Exactly. And I didn't even know that was a thing because I believe I read or saw something about it. I was like, is that a thing? I didn't believe it until it actually happened to me. Then I was like, that is crazy how that actually just happens. Your brain just does that automatically.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for sharing. I'm gonna kick you off and see if another couple guests want to come on. Then I'm gonna go to bed.
Hope so. Yeah. You have a good one.
All right, you too, man. See ya.
See ya.
All right, I put my my Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube link in my link tree. If you guys would go to those platforms and follow, I'd appreciate it. Also, give me a follow here if you don't follow me already. Any other guests want to come on here? If not, I'm going to bed. Like and share. Faith. I got to figure out how to bring people on other platforms. I know on Instagram I can, but my following isn't as big there. All right, here we go. A couple people. Natalie Sims, what's going on?
Not much. How's it going, my friend?
I'm good. What's up?
Not too much. Just stumbled upon your live, and I think it's a pretty neat topic.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Is porn cheating?
Cheating is probably a very descriptive question for most couples or most people, depending on who you're with. Cheating can be a different definition to every single person. And I think depending on who you're with, that definition should be very clear to each partner and vice versa. And whatever you guys are comfortable with, whatever you've agreed upon, should be presented as what is cheating and what is not cheating between the two of you.
Do you think porn is cheating in your relationship?
No, I think it is a troublesome situation, just like any sin. I see it all the same. You know,
what's a sin?
I don't know. I suppose, again, dependent on the person's view on that thing. Let me turn my TV on mute.
He wants it to handle well. I think garage truck, we need to get rid of this.
But yeah, a sin is basically I think a sin is based on each person's definition because they will act on what they assume is a sin and what is not.
Okay. So anybody can just decide what's a sin or not?
No, but if you're in a relationship with someone, I think you both should understand each person's perspective on what is a sin, what is cheating, what is wrong versus what is right. When you're in a relationship with someone, you gotta be on the same page with each other.
Okay. Tell me more.
Well, I think that's basically it. If there's someone who could be potentially struggling with porn in their relationship, if it was a situation in my relationship, I have a relationship, a strong one, very open. We communicate very verbally often. And if porn is something that my partner is wanting to do, wanting to visualize, wanting to see on the daily, on the weekly, I mean, I'd like to know about that struggle. To me, it's a struggle. It's an addiction, just like any sort of dopamine release. I like to have a beer every now and then. I like to have a joint. It's instant release. For some people, porn is that release. And everyone, has their different situations. And when it comes to you and a partner, if my partner came to me and told me they are struggling with the addiction of porn, I want to say, what can I do to help you? What can I do to distract you? What can I do to make you feel better if you feel that this is harming our relationship?
How do you feel if your partner, were to tell you that they get aroused and start masturbating when they see another woman that isn't you?
That's an issue for that one singular person. If they are
I'm talking
having
about
troubles.
your relationship, your partner.
Oh, sorry. Will you rephrase the question one more time?
Yeah, are you married? Are you dating?
I'm dating. I've been in a solid relationship for about 6 years now.
All right, so how would you feel if your boyfriend was like, hey, just want to let you know I really like how I feel when I look at this other woman, so much to the point that I start masturbating?
At that point, as a woman, automatically I'm going to compare myself to that woman. What do I have similar? What does she have that I don't have? That's like automatic response. And then after that, I'm going to wonder what is driving my partner to this if it is not me. But if it is similar to me, then that's another story. Because if he's continuously looking at people that look like me online, then he's probably missing something else. Not just, the visual and physical part of everything. I feel like that would make sense. Because if he's looking for something that looks like me and physically is the same as me, why? Like, obviously something's wrong emotionally in our relationship with my personality, with his personality. Maybe he's changing things that he likes. And at that point, a conversation should be had.
You think that if and when he turns to pornography, it's because there's something wrong with you?
No, I don't think that. I think that they have an addiction. Everyone's got addictions. Some addictions are mental, some addictions are physical, which brings you to medicine, and then there's the physical addictions, mental addictions, I apologize. So I think it's all chemistry and basically what two people are willing to do to communicate with each other.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was a little hard for me to follow up. Maybe it's me. I'm just getting late. All right. Cabinet. And, oh, no, now someone else is joining. I'm going to be up all night. Hi there. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Good. What's up?
I just had a comment. I think it's strange how people think it's okay to jack off to someone that they don't know, but imagine if you did know them.
Yep. Has that happened to you? Oh, okay. All right, Emmylou, last person. Hi there, how's it going?
Hi.
What's up?
So is this like where we tell stories or just like our opinions?
You can tell a story or you can share your opinion.
Okay. It's kind of both mixed into one. So
okay.
Me and my partner, we have been together for 6 years. We've got a home, we've got a baby girl, well she's 2 now. And last year, we were on holiday and he asked me to help something on his phone. So I've started typing in, and obviously I've seen all the history come up on his Safari. So I've questioned him about the watching of porn. Now, I'm not bothered if I'm not with him, for example, in the actual vicinity of him while he's doing it. I'm not okay with that. But if I'm not there, fine, do what you want. So I started questioning him about it, and he said, "Oh, yeah, you are at home, but you're in bed asleep. It's normally in the morning, because he gets up early for work." So I was a bit like, okay, but I'm still at home. I'm upstairs, and you're downstairs jacking off to other women online while your girlfriend's upstairs asleep. So we had a whole big conversation about it. I said that, I wasn't okay with that, and set some boundaries about sort of what I feel like I'm comfortable with. And he seemed to agree with me and, validated my feelings and seemed to respect what I'd said. So I was like, okay, this is something we can kind of work on. To then almost a year later, finding out that he was still doing it while I was at home in bed asleep in the mornings, even after I'd set those boundaries. So I'm not okay with that. And now that's something that is kind of putting a little bit of a bump in our relationship.
Okay. Well, sorry to hear that. I'm curious why you're okay with him masturbating and objectifying other women when he's not at home, but you're not okay with it when he is at home.
I wouldn't say I'm okay with it. I would say that maybe if I went on holiday and he felt like he needed to, get some, and I'm not here, I would have more of an understanding as to why he would do that. Don't get me wrong, I would still probably be quite hurt and upset. But my whole thing was, why would you feel the need to do it if I'm physically here?
Yeah. Okay. See you, Zeke. Later, man. All right. I'm still curious about that. Like, why are you permissive of it when you're gone or he's gone? Because, let me just ask a different question. Do you think it's a problem that your boyfriend masturbates to other women?
Yes.
Okay. How big of a problem is that for you?
I'd say since finding out about it all and since having our daughter, my views have changed highly on it. And I mean, it's upset me quite a lot. And I feel like it's brought some sort of issue in the back of my mind of whether it would ever lead to something like physical with anyone else rather than just watching porn.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it might?
I'd like to say not, because I'd like to think I could trust him that it wouldn't ever go that far. But it's something that I'm working on, but I feel like I need his help to, gain that trust back after the 2 occasions of me finding out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, porn use always escalates into something else. Porn use always escalates into something else. It may not escalate into physical cheating, though it does oftentimes, but it always escalates into something else. That can be the frequency in which they're watching, the type of content they're watching, where they're watching it, the lengths that they'll go to keep it a secret. It always escalates into something else.
And that's what I don't like, the fact that it feels so secretive. And I've already put out those boundaries as sort of a level of respect and what I feel is appropriate or not. To then go against that, I think that just highlights further issues that he doesn't respect me as his partner and the mother of his child.
Mm-hmm. What's the boundary that you set?
Basically not to do it. Yeah, basically not to do it. Or that if he was to ever do it, that he would be honest with me.
can I offer some guidance on what a boundary is? So you said your boundary was don't watch porn. Right? That's not a boundary. That's a longing of yours. A boundary doesn't seek to change the other person's behavior. A boundary declares the action that you will take if a request you make is not honored. That's a boundary. So, for example, I'd make up silly examples all the time. If you watch porn, like I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who watches porn. If you do, no problem. But I won't be in this relationship if you're watching porn. So you're declaring the action you will take if a request of yours is not honored. Now that's a pretty drastic boundary. I got that. I'm not suggesting
quite bold, but okay, yeah.
I'm not suggesting that that's the right boundary for you, but you see the point, right? A boundary declares the action that you will take. It doesn't seek to try to change the other person's behavior.
It's about me, and what I'm saying is, okay.
Exactly. Because if a boundary is just don't watch porn, it's like, okay. And what if I do?
I think that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. What are you wanting in your relationship?
Our relationship has always been good. Like I say, we've been together for 6 years. We bought a home together, and we've had our first daughter, and the aim is to have another child within the next couple of years, and we have a pretty good relationship, actually. A good sex life. We do things together that we enjoy. We both work. We're currently renovating our house, so our relationship in general is very good. So it was a bit of a shock to me when I found this out, because in my head I thought, you've got everything that you could ever want, really. We have a nice life. We have regular sex, so I couldn't understand why he felt the need to do that. But yeah, our relationship is pretty good.
Did you ask him, like, why do you watch porn?
I did, and his response was that he does quite a tiring job, so he's an electrician over here in the UK. He gets up very early, he gets home very late, and he told me that he was feeling frustrated and low because of work, and he felt like he needed a release.
Okay, so he's saying when he's tired or frustrated, he needs to masturbate to feel better.
Basically, yeah. That's what I got from that anyway. He was kind of awkward about the whole situation. He didn't deal with it well. He doesn't deal with confrontation very well, and I tried not to make it too confrontational, because some part of me wanted to be sort of understanding. I didn't want it to turn into a whole big deal. But he didn't say much on the topic.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the conversation there. It's okay, him not being able to deal with his stress or whatever in a healthy way. We'll just say that, going to masturbation is not a healthy way to deal with stress. So how else can we deal with stress? Right. And then you're kind of avoiding the real conversation there.
So the conversation ended up going into what could we do as a couple, or what could he do to help himself in a different way, which his response was, and it is something that he has acted upon, is that we've got a little boxing, like, sports area set up in our garage, where he's got a punching bag and he's got a speed bag, and his aim is now to put those frustrations into some physical activity. So he has made that step since having this conversation to find something else.
Yeah. And that's a great tool. However, it's not going to heal the underlying issue of why he's looking at porn in the first place, generally speaking.
Do we think it's worth having another conversation with him about this? I don't want to seem like I don't want to bring it up in a way where he thinks that, okay, I've not trusted him, or I'm being too invasive. but I feel like, yeah, maybe another conversation might needed to be had
Do you
sometime
trust
in
him?
the near future. I do trust him overall. I feel like my trust has been, or my self-esteem and things have been damaged since finding out the second time round after I'd already asked him not to do that. So it's kind of a hard question. I'd like to think that the second time round when we had this conversation and the emotion that he showed and the steps that he took forward to maybe try and do something about it, that this wouldn't happen again. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you trust him?
Sorry, I'm getting upset. I've not spoken about anything like this.
It's okay.
I don't know if I trust that he won't do it again behind my back. I trust him as a person, and he does a lot for me and our family. But I don't know if I trust that he wouldn't do it again, in just the hopes that I wouldn't find out. So, yeah, I find that question hard to answer.
Mm-hmm. What's coming up right now? What did that touch?
Just, I'm just afraid of being hurt by this again, I suppose. I want to be able to say to you, yes, I trust him 100% and I love him and he loves me and we do. But I don't know, that's just hit something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's something that I didn't think would actually hurt me as much as it has. And I can't believe I'm crying on TikTok. I've never done this before.
Well, thank you. Tears are beautiful.
It feels good to talk about it. And yeah, there's some questions I don't really know the answer to in what you're asking me, but it just felt good to get it out there in some sort of way.
Yeah. Well, it's probably pointing you towards something else. You know, the desire to feel safe and secure. And when a betrayal happens, it uproots that. It's like, can I really trust that this person is going to be there to protect me and my children? It ruins the foundation of that for a woman, oftentimes.
Yeah, which is what I tried to, when we had the conversation, I made it very clear about how I felt and how things like this can ruin people's relationships. And I said to him that maybe he should do, a bit of investigation on his own, as in there's lots of articles that you can find online that explain about how it makes someone feel, about how it can make your partner feel, men and women, because it's not just men that watch porn. And whether he did or not, I don't know. Like I say, we've not really spoken about it since this all happened about a month ago. But no, it feels good to talk about it, and I appreciate your feedback and your help and seeing other people's opinions.
Yeah. Well, yes, I think all that's true with regard to him and what's going on for him. And I think it can be helpful for you to look inside you and I'm not saying I'm right when I say this, but, you're putting a lid on what you're really wanting to say. Like to really express your anger and your frustration over this. And to put your foot down and be like, no, hell no.
Yeah, I feel like I've been just trying to kind of sit on it for the past month after we've had the initial conversation, and I think it is something that I might have to bring back up, but I'll need to figure out how I do that myself. Yeah, it's hard to catch a kind of 5 minutes together with him because we do have a toddler and our lives are very busy, so it's about prioritising a little bit of time just to sit down and have that conversation.
Yeah. Well, writing it down, like journaling it, writing down the conversation you want to have before you have it can be very helpful. So it's like, just start with the prompt. What I want to say to my partner is, and let it rip.
Yeah. No, I think that's something I shall do. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing.
Cool. Thank you very much. I better go and get to my daughter. She's woken up now because it's early in the morning here in the UK. So thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Cammy, hi there.
Hello. Hi. I'm a bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. This is my first time.
Okay. What's up?
Um, I don't really see the issue of porn. I
Okay.
understand if a man jerks off to it, the same way as women masturbate or get horny. I don't think women are insecure for finding that cheating. However, you should discuss it and put boundaries, like the other woman said. However, men are men, in my opinion. And I think if a man ain't gonna wank off to porn, he's gonna have that frustration to put on you, other people around him, you know?
Well, here's the thing is, if we look at pornography as the objectification of other people, it really takes a toll on the person who's using the pornography. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you're objectifying people in private, only using them for your sexual pleasure, that's what you're going to do in public as well. If you treat people with honor, dignity, and respect in private, that's what you're going to do in public as well.
But don't you think that porn is better than OnlyFans or women that are on Instagram? You know what I'm saying? They all post nudes or nearly nudes on Instagram that are free to open, just like porn. And I'm not saying a man will always look, but a man, if he walks on the street, he is gonna look. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can't help the first look, but you can help the second look. You can't help if an Instagram video or DM slides into your inbox, but you can help if you click on it or not. So the question is, if you're in a relationship, what would be the most honoring thing to do for the sake of your partner if you're in a relationship?
I mean, that depends on the other person. However, if at the start
Well, what
it
do you
wasn't,
think? Are you in a relationship?
I am in a relationship, yeah.
Okay, so you have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, what would be the most honoring thing for you? A boyfriend who
Is loyal in a way of not cheating, going and cheating.
Yeah, so a boyfriend who's loyal to you, meaning I'm only going to look at you, I have eyes for you and you only, or somebody
Yeah.
who's looking at girls on OF, Instagram, porn, like which one like feels better to you?
That's the thing. I don't think porn has an effect on that. It's not something like he will go and be with that woman. It's not like he's saving that porn on his file or on the phone. If he keeps going back to the same one, clearly he likes what he's seeing there. However, if it's just, you're looking through the page, press that one at a different time, press a different one. It's not really specific on the person who's there, but the action that turns the man on. And that's what they're wanking off to. That's what I think. I'm not a man. I don't know.
Well, I mean, what if your boyfriend were to say to you, "Hey, I really like the way that I feel, the arousal I feel, the lust that I feel while I'm masturbating, watching another woman have sex."
Well, that's the issue there. Like, if he says something like that, yeah, but if he doesn't mention it, it's not like,
But do his actions say that?
I mean, actions speak louder than words.
They do. That's what I'm saying. His words may not be saying that, but do his actions say that?
I have no clue. I just think if my man looks at porn, it's way better than a man getting OnlyFans or being on Instagram and looking at pages you know, and then just deleting that story because, you know, it's on Instagram, you can just delete the search or something. I feel better and safer knowing he's masturbating to porn than a random girl that he might look at on the street or on Instagram on his page.
So what would make you feel the most safe?
I don't feel like porn makes a difference.
Okay. So if your partner came to you and said, "Hey, look, you know what? I like porn and I like you. Would you prefer that I watch porn or not watch porn? Like, would you feel safer if I watched porn or didn't watch porn? Which would you choose?"
Well, I would probably answer with my kind of thing. I'm not going to put double boundaries and be like, oh, yeah, I don't want you to watch it, but I'm going to watch it.
That's not what I asked.
Of course.
I said, what if he came to you and said, "Hey, would you prefer that I watch porn or don't watch porn? Which would you choose?"
I would choose, of course, not, but
Why,
I
of
would.
course? Why, of course? Why is that so obvious?
Because, of course, every woman and every man wants someone to only want them, but it's not about.
Do you want that?
I don't think it's about wanting in the porn.
Well, you just said that you think every woman and man wants that. Do you want your partner to only want you?
Of course, but it's not like.
So why don't you demand that?
I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to kind of point out that I do watch it and I wouldn't want a man to be like, oh, do you have a problem with me watching it? Because if I say, yeah, I do, then it's kind of backstabbing on me watching it.
Well, we can address that separately, whether you're a hypocrite or not. Okay? If that's what you're wanting, why not demand that? People treat us the way we train them to treat us. People treat us the way that we train them to treat us.
The thing is, in my past relationship, I had an issue with porn and I had issue with cheating because my partner has gone and cheated multiple times on me. However, it's kind of something that I learned, but like, I don't know if it's right, just the opinion that I kind of made for myself of porn not being bad in a way of cheating. It's not really of you're looking at that person and being like, yeah, I want that person in my bed right now. I want to text that person. You know, our relationship stands and boundaries are built, and you're in a relationship not only because of sex. You know, so I know he ain't gonna leave me for someone because what he has with me.
How do you know that?
Because I know he doesn't have any contact with people on porn. You know, people on porn don't really have contact like that.
Where were you taught, or where did you form the belief that porn is okay within a relationship?
After, I would say, the 10th cheating that I got on by the same partner. I know it's stupid to say I stayed with him.
The 10th time you got cheated on by the same partner is when you decided that it's okay to watch porn in a relationship?
Yes, because he said it was my ex-partner, and he said he would have that frustration. He would also have the urge that I wouldn't provide at that moment because I wouldn't want it, or something, an excuse, in my opinion. And
did that partner
to text women and then meet up with them after I agreed of porn being okay hurt, but then I broke up with him and I found a better man who does watch porn, but I just have so much trust in him, I don't think he would ever do anything, even though he's watching porn. I don't think that's an issue.
Did you think your previous partner would ever cheat on you when you first got into the relationship?
Not really sure. I can't really say yeah.
And then it happened
Well,
10 times?
like, it was a 5-year relationship.
So every 6 months he physically cheated with somebody else?
Sometimes it would be every 2 months, and then we'll have good 5 months, and then it would happen when I wouldn't expect it.
Why did you tolerate that for so long?
It's also a man that you're with, in my opinion. Like,
So your current boyfriend only watches porn, and you're kind of like, okay, at least he's not cheating on me physically.
I just feel like with my current partner, I have a lot of trust in him, and if I have a lot of trust with him, I have the boundaries of it's just porn. He tells me when he does it, and then and it's understandable. I'm like, okay, yeah, I wasn't in the mood. Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't feeling like half an hour of drag in the time, and I have nothing better to do.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, I got to go to bed, people. I'm so tired. All right, I'm going to bed. If you like my content, give me a follow. Add one more. Peer pressure works. All right, if somebody wants to give a gift, I'll bring you on. Somebody's got to give a gift. Big fat gift. Don't go. Look, if you like my content, give me a follow. And will you please go follow me on the other platforms? Go to my Linktree, follow my YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to join one of my coaching groups, they're similar in nature to what we do here, but it's way more intimate in a much smaller setting. You can sign up for that. It's $99 a month. It's an hour and 15-minute weekly Zoom call. I have coaching calls both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. I also do one-on-one coaching. If you are looking for hope or for guidance to deal with a porn addiction, or maybe if you've been betrayed, it's a great community to heal together. Healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. So come join us. It's a great group. If you want to schedule a discovery call with me to chat more, you can do that. The link in my bio. It'll cost $1 for a 30-minute discovery call. That's just an initial call to talk about, am I a fit? Do you really want help? Question, have you ever been addicted to corn? I watched a lot of corn back in my day, the real Jamal. Yeah, for about 20 years, which escalated into physical cheating with my wife. And here we are. I live to tell a tale. All right, I'll take one more. Last one. This person's been waiting for a long time.
Hi.
Hey there, what's going on?
Well, I just had a few comments. I just wanted to also say to Emmy, the second girl that got on before this one, I think she's beautiful and I don't think that she deserves that. And I hope that she realizes sooner rather than later, like I did. I was really young when I got married, and at that time, I thought I was in my prime. I was good looking, I had a good body, and when I first caught it, my husband, ex-husband now, going to be my ex-husband, he was watching porn. It broke me, and every single time after that broke me as well. It led to other things. The last time was actually 3 years ago. I got pregnant and I went to my first very important appointment because my baby was high risk. And I was waiting. He called me and I told him, oh, like, are you coming? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go pick you up. And unfortunately, and that time he wasn't answering me. So he went to a strip club and he left me at the hospital waiting for him. That was really hard. After that, we didn't have sex for a whole year. Exactly 365 days. I still remember the day to this day. I know the exact day, everything that happened. And I just wanted to share because I want the men to realize how much it hurts. How I felt like someone was dragging me underwater when I caught that. And I don't want anyone to feel what I felt when that was happening. It just leads to worse things. I have so many stories, and I was just young and naive, and I thought that he would change for me, and he just didn't. It just got worse. It got to the point where I'm no longer sexually attracted to him.
Yeah.
At all.
Sorry to hear that. Did you have your baby?
Yes, I did. He is 3.
Oh, you. He's not a baby.
Yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's my baby, but he's big. He's healthy. But like even right now to this day, my heart is beating. It was really traumatizing for me. Just thinking that I could change someone, and you can't. Once it gets too far, I think there are men who do change. Unfortunately, mine wasn't one of them. And I think he realized when it was too late. He begs to stay. He still to this day begs that he wants to come back because I was always a wife. I was always a good mother. Even at the young age of 16 when I gave birth, I was 100% mother. And till this day, I'm still 100% mother. But just the effect it has and now not trusting anybody with my heart is the biggest takeaway from it.
Yeah, it's a big deal, especially when the time you were in with your pregnancy and then him doing that. I mean, that's a massive betrayal.
When I mostly needed him, I only found out because you always get a feeling. Women trust your gut instinct. I never check our bank account. I never do. And I just said, check the account. He made an ATM transaction at a gas station, and he never takes out money anywhere other than the bank. And that's how I caught him. He took out 200 and something, and he came back with, I think, $20. Thankfully, I had seen that morning how much cash he took with him. So that's like gut wrenching still. Like I'm shaking. So maybe just for men to realize how much pain it causes. I don't think they realize the pain and how much trauma you put on somebody. The post-traumatic stress that I get from thinking about it is insane.
Yeah. Have you done some grief work around that incident?
I have not. No.
So
still hurts.
Yeah. Well, it's always going to hurt, fortunately. But, consider writing that story about what happened that day.
Actually, I have thought of that.
Yeah,
it's a long story. I also went through physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, and that was just the icing of just being naive. Now I think about it and I just think how dumb I was, but I don't regret it because I have my amazing kids that I love so much. That honestly, in a way it was worth it because they're worth it, but in a way it wasn't, I didn't deserve it. Yep. It's just what I can say.
Well, yeah, blessings can come out of the grief.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and thank you for sharing your story. Write it down. I'm telling you, write it down. Write what happened. You'll experience a lot more healing if you do that.
I will too. Thank you so much for having me. I've never done this before.
All right, thanks for sharing.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, no more guests. Melissa said, how do we recover as spouses? Join one of my coaching groups. It's one way. You can start by booking a discovery call with me in the link in my bio, or joining one of my coaching groups. It says Ready to Heal. We have a great group of women in the women's group. The groups are facilitated by myself and other female contributors. I bring in other women about once a month to help facilitate the calls. And it's a great place to heal in community. Healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. That person who was just on, presumably, experienced a little bit more healing because she had empathetic witnesses. And if you write that letter, that'll take it to the next level. My discovery call currently is $1. It's a 30-minute call. Sometimes we go a little longer than that, depending on what we're talking about. But it's $1 for a 30-minute call. And my coaching groups are $99 a month. Ask yourself the question, what are you wanting different in your life, and what are you willing to sacrifice to get that? If you're a woman who's just sick and tired of the betrayal and finds it, having a visceral response to it, there's some tools to move through that. If you're a man who's watching porn and you don't want to, there's tools to help you with that as well. Am I going to be on tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Thursday? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe, though. Got to come back and find out. Follow me on the other platforms if you guys would. Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. And until next time, make it a great night or not. I should make a schedule, shouldn't I? I should do that. Yeah, I know. I like the flexibility, though. All right. Make it a great day or not. Choice is always yours. Bye-bye.